Because of time schedules, we do have to kick off the first panel. A few minutes late, but we do have to do it. I'd love to wait and fill the room up. Unfortunately, Rob will kill me. So, two Kill Comic guys are back. Love it. Come up, Tom. What have you come? Who have you brought with you, Tom? Who have you brought?
Oh, I brought Sci, the artist.
Hey, Sci.
I got Sam, who is artist on the comics I'm coming up doing soon. And then we've got Rocky. Okay.
Don't hide down here. You need to come up and we've got a jug of vodka for you. It's actually water.
Yeah, so Rocky has his own comic book out as well, and we do films and stuff. So
obviously, welcome. It's like a yearly event meeting the two Kill Comic guys. It's cool. Love it. Plus, it's a really, really easy panel for me. So, guys, what have you been up to since we last met?
What have we been up to?
What have you been up to?
We've been working hard on issue 3. We decided to go for something a bit different this time. So we did it as paintings. So we're telling the story through watercolour paintings, which Si's worked really hard at, and I think it's been together. It's acrylic.
Not watercolour.
Luckily, some of us are now. I'm not that well versed in art stuff, but yeah, no, we're really chuffed with it. It's just launching today with a limited edition preview A4 edition. It's signed and limited to 25, so.
I'm probably limited to 24 because Bob's going to purchase one of these.
I think we're already one down.
You're one down, so 24 at Jack Barrow.
Yeah, you did get them one.
Don't brag about it, because now Bob's like, well, what's the point? I don't want to. Bob, you're a number 2.
I was thinking.
Or number 16.
Not even the first time he's been called a number 2 either.
No.
It's a whole other subject. So, cool artwork.
No.
This is from issue 2.
So issue 2, a bit of issue 2, a bit of issue 3, a bit of promo artwork, all mixed in there. So that's all going around behind us. And then Rocky and Dyson Satan from Sci his own comic book. So I want to talk about that.
At New Year I decided to, as a New Year's resolution, make my own comic book, and I did that as quickly as possible, and I've brought that today. So that's available, and there'll be a couple of images from that on the slideshow as well.
Can I ask what you said quickly as possible? What's the time scale you did that? I'm sure quickly as possible is not mine quickly as possible.
Probably not, no. It's I drew it in a month, and then I inked it in another month, and then I got it printed for the first event we did this year, so that it was for a deadline, you know, to try and get it out as quick as possible, really. I made a few mistakes, but that's what happens when you rush through things, but you learn from mistakes. So issue 2 is going to justify issue 1.
So the first year you were here, you were launching issue number 1.
Yeah.
Right, you're now here launching issue 3. How cool is that? Did you ever think, if I had asked you the question on year 1, yeah, in a couple of years you'll be here launching issue 3, would you go, I hope so, or I'm not sure? Or what's it like? Issue 3 is
to be fair, like probably not. I think it was such a, getting issue 1 that was pretty hard work. If an artist attached and some dropped out, and it was, you know, it took us probably about, I think we started the whole process in 2012, so it took us, I think we launched in 2014, so it took us a good couple of years to get 1. So that was like a lot of hard work that went into that, and a lot of times just like, oh, I think it's going to fall through and not happen, and then eventually we sort of pulled it together and got 1 out, and then, you know, a year later 2, and then now another year on 3, and it's like the ball's rolling a bit more, and again the story's progressing, which is always nice, because you start off with one story and you hope that you get to tell more of that same story. And I think that that 3 is my favourite so far in terms of what it does with the story. I think anyone who has read 1 and 2 who are here, I think 3 will completely change the way that you've read 1 and 2, and you'll have to go back and reread those and go, oh, that was some stuff I didn't see. I really wanted to say the word then.
You can say the words if you want.
Say the words.
You can't take it back once you say it. It's fine. They can not let you come back next year. But
yeah, no, so I think the story's really cool, and yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it.
So comics aren't enough for you at the minute? You're branching off into a different media. What is all that about? Do tell.
Yep, this is my cue point. So this is where I'm going to queue up a poster for a film called Emmy, Myself and I, which will crop up in a minute. But basically I'll tell you a little bit about the project so far. So I suffer with an illness called Emmy. I've had it since I was 11, so I've had it 16 years. And there's 250,000 people in the UK who suffer with it, and only £1 per person is spent on research in terms of getting awareness out there, getting. I think that we can all say that the cure is never going to happen in my lifetime, or probably the next generation's lifetime, because of the how little is put into it. But what I thought I could do as a sufferer is raise awareness for it, and the best way that I know to raise awareness is to write a comedy drama about a girl who's got Emmy, hence Emmy, Myself and I. It's going to be produced by a Tape community musical film where all of us have dealing work with, and it is right now there's going to be a podcast that's going to go with it, but we have a Just Given page, which is, sorry, not Just Given, a local Given page, which is localgiven.org/charity/tape musical film/project/Emmy, Myself and I. Take a photo of it because it's a super long link. Where we really desperately appreciate any kind of donation to help make the film. We have done all the pre-production. We have some of the cast down there. Chloe, put your hand up. Chloe's our lead. And it's all cast and we're all ready to go. We just need a little bit of people's help. And the good thing is that sometimes when people do these things, we're asking for help and you're not getting anything back. But because of the way we work at Tape, if you're interested in film or music or anything like that, you want to be a camera person, you want to help out on the sound, you want to help out on the soundtrack, you want to be in it, you want to anything like that, you can be involved in this. This isn't just my project, this is everyone who wants it to be their project to get involved. So it's hopefully not just a case of me asking to donate, but also people wanting to get involved. And I think that the idea is that we can make it and launch it at Emmy Awareness Week next year, and then hopefully send it off to people like the BBC and stuff like that, and hope that they commission 2 more episodes, because I think that things are, in terms of funding and finances for Emmy, it's not going to change. So I feel like as a people, there's if I tell you some statistics, which I won't go into all of them, but 45% of people, it's an illness that generally affects young people. If it's not gone by the time you're 18, you're with it for life, so that's quite a daunting process for teenagers and young people. But also, what's the train of thought there? So the statistics are 45% of people with Emmy commit suicide. So it's quite a good percentage of those go ahead with it, and so it has all these offshoot problems that no one's. It's often got the nickname of the silent illness. You can't see it. No one talks about it. It's not in the public eye. And my goal is to shine a bit of a light on it, and all these people on this panel are involved in it in some way or another. We're all in it and doing some crew on it, and we desperately would appreciate any support. If it's just 50 pence, it would be a start. That's Emmy, Myself and I.
Maybe you can come back next year here and show the finished film.
Yeah, it should be about 23 minutes, so perfect time. Cool. Gives us less opportunity to talk, which is always good because I'm a rubbish talker.
Just show the film. You're doing pretty well so far, you see.
And there's ways to find it. I think you can now probably Google it and put Tape, Emmy, Myself and I, and it should show up in Google.
This is going out as a podcast on my network as well, so anybody who wants to find out, you can message me.
Cool.
And then I'll point them in your direction and you can share all the information. Have you budgeted it yet? Specific?
We'll work on that next week in terms of what the target raised for. I don't know, sort of a rough amount. It's not because I'm very fortunate where I work and that we have cameras and we have crew and stuff like that, and the people who volunteer, and you know, I'll do the edit, just me, like, kind of thing. That, you know, the budget will be not exceptionally large for what will be hopefully a really nice looking film and quite powerful but funny at the same time. Because, you know, the best, you know, most people with illnesses tend to have the best sense of humour, because yeah, otherwise you're gonna not be you can't make fun of it in order to get through.
I mean, there must be an added pressure from doing this, which is fiction, to doing a film which has got something very serious about it as well. How do you know, how just switch your brain from one to the other to go, right, I'm in that mode?
It's quite easy, I mean, myself now, because it is largely based on my experiences as a teenager. I flipped it so it's a girl, and I could add some fiction aspects to it. There's a talking poster, because, you know, why not? There's a lot of, like, quirky elements in it. But, you know, if you know, I just sort of spoke from the heart. It was the hardest thing to write, not because it was hard technically, but because you're going back to perhaps places you don't want to remember. Like, you're going, oh yeah, I remember that time when that auntie or uncle said that I wasn't really sick and that I should just cop on and get back to school, or something like that. You know, it's quite, you know, or the trying to strive for a diagnosis, or, you know, it took probably about 1.5 years to get diagnosed. I had a doctor that, you know, without going into specifics, excuse my moment, he was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with him, send him to school. Or, you know, the alternative was, oh yeah, maybe you're abusing him. Like, it was very, very, and that's again, large percentage, about 20% of young people get took into care by mistake. So, a lot of issues to raise with it, which is super serious. But luckily, everything else on this panel is quite light and breezy-ish. Sort of. Rocky, what's your comic book about?
Rocky, come on. Rocky's got away with not saying much at the minute, so what's your comic book about?
Okay, my comic book. Okay, it's about Nazis, detectives, monsters out from the space. It's a mash-up. It's a funny or weird or strange thing about just funny.
Yeah, you've got issues downstairs that people can purchase and will you
yeah,
sign
my
for?
idea is a web comic. The idea is to do a web comic, and then today I print out 30 copies. In fact, there is a change. The name is The Sinister Black Sun now, because there is another Black Sun comic in Canada or something like that. Then I have to change the title. Yeah, I changed the title. And yes, that is then. I have a limited edition with that idea, and that is.
Yeah. So there you go, Bob. Get one of them as well.
Yeah.
Down to 29. So you've got a table downstairs. What can people expect, other than you wonderful guys being there? But what can they see at your table? What can they do?
You've got a bunch of stuff. Si, do you want to tell them about your live draw?
Yeah, so last year I did a live drawing and we raffled that off for someone to take home. So this year we're doing the same thing. We're selling raffle tickets for £1.
Yep.
And we'll be announcing the winner of that at the end of the day. So throughout the day I'm going to be drawing and inking a large-scale image for a 2 kilo. It's a unique image as well. It doesn't feature in any of the comics or promotion at the moment. We may have to use it.
You may have to use it. It's quite cool.
Might be quite a good t-shirt design.
So yeah, then we've got this, it's issue 3 and 2 with t-shirts and badges, limited to 25. Numbered, signed, and anyone who asks a question today, best questions wins a copy. So, ask a question. Sam, what have you got?
So, one of the other things we're doing is a comic book workshop. Quite a small one, but you can come along and we can give you some tips or advice on drawing comic books, writing them, scripting them and things. We're also advertising as well as our own stuff. We're advertising Tape, which is the music and film studio that we've all got a hand in, which is which is where we're going to be filming, Emmy, myself and I, or using the equipment and staff there, to get an idea of what sort of things we can come up with. We've got a booklet based on our last feature film, British Winters, to show how we've done that with the local community. As Tom said, anyone can get involved in it that wants to get involved in it. And then we've also got a leaflet about our next feature film called Below the Waves, which again is the same situation. If anyone wants to get involved, whether they're acting, filming, editing, or even the writing of the script in the writer's room, that everyone gets involved in at tape. It's the we're just showing off what's available around the corner, really.
And you've as well artwork. Don't forget to pinpoint
artwork. Yeah, artwork for sale as well. And I won't be doing the same thing as you, but I'll be doing a few drawings and things. So if anyone has any requests, I can see what I can come up with for some drawings myself. But and then I think I've covered.
Yeah,
we're all on pretty much the same stall at the end.
Yeah, we're all
sort of merged
one
together.
big long row. It's red and black. You can't miss us. Come down, have a chat, have a browse.
Get that internet address.
Again, internet address. I need to remember that internet address. It's super
You're
long.
never going to remember that. Just you know.
Yeah, no. I will write on the back of business cards and stuff like that.
Just run it through
and I'll
Toucan.
write on the back because I have no
Do
clue.
a stamp, really.
Yeah, just a stamp. Yeah, maybe we should all got like fake tattoos and just had it just like going down our arms.
Why fake?
But no, having said that though, it's like a super long web address, so we need it like down both arms. We need to do like this kind of thing. So we're running down.
Like Memento.
Yeah, we do. Like just be like. But yeah, I think it's Googleable. If that's a word, I think you can pop into Google and it should show up quicker than that. I think will.
Follow you guys on Twitter. You'll be talking about it and stuff on there. So it is a little bit of a short panel, unfortunately, but do go down and see them at the desk. I'm going to go down later on when all the panels finish and catch up with them and whatnot. I'll see what cool drawing he's been working on all day as well. So has anybody got any questions? Annette's got one. Let me just come down. I would say she's got a big mouth, so she doesn't need a microphone. She punch me, so I'll have a mic.
I just like to know the first thing you each drew that made you decide this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I'll start. Okay, we'll go along the line. It was only a few years ago that I started drawing again. I was actually out with a bunch of people who I know do graffiti, and I did Tweety Bird or Tweety Pie, I don't know what the character's name is even, but I did that on the wall, and a few of the guys there thought I'd been doing artwork for a while, so it was quite encouraging because it was just the first thing that I'd done. And then someone said that you could do commission-based work. So when I moved back to Wales from Manchester, I started doing freelance work really for people, and it's more enjoyable than any other work I've done. So I'm just trying to improve now.
Well, I've drawn as long as I can remember. My uncle used to bring in that big old piles of fax paper and just dump all over that for me, like every week, and I just get through that by the end of the week. First thing I can remember drawing that showed my skill at a very young age was just that I used to draw these just characters with different heads, like potato heads and watermelons and things like that. And I always used to draw, I think it was a mistake to be honest, but it was I used to draw one foot smaller than the other one. And whenever my mum tried to point it out, I say that he's walking, so it's in the background. I got the hang of blagging and things like that. So, but yeah, I've just drawn as long as I can remember really, and just enjoy doing it. It's quite a good way to pass the time, get lost in something really. So.
A bit of a soundtrack going on over there.
I feel like I know Chloe because I know she wants to ask a question, so I feel like that's now put her on the spot to ask a question. It's like, your phone's rang, so ask the question.
It's like phone a friend type thing, isn't it?
She's been telling me she's got a question lined up for about 4 weeks now, so... okay. I didn't...
I think the question was
I can sort of semi-draw, but not very well. If I was sort of spinning the question, writing, first thing I wrote was a script called Scout, which I made downstairs on DVD. Promo something else. What's that? About Rocket?
Yeah, I am a filmmaker. I like to do direct movies. In fact, I'm animation director. I did a feature film and a short. This is my goal. I always want to do direction and this kind of, and write. In fact, this comic, I'm the writer. I am Roque, the last one. and this is my first comic. I always do want to do a comic, but it's quite complicated. Yeah, and it's quite different than do a script for a film because it's more condensed. Yeah, and well, I love the process. I would like to repeat it. I don't know when or how, but that is my goal.
Final question. Who doesn't need a microphone?
Just doesn't need a microphone.
I felt insulted because I handed a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, go for that one.
It's okay, Chloe. That's the question.
What's your favourite type of tree?
Title?
I'll repeat that so people can hear it. So Chloe's a fan of, Chloe I work with, I've done some projects with her and work, she likes a random question. So the question was, what's our favourite type of tree? What's our favourite type of tree, guys? This is now, we've got on our thinking caps. Oh wait, Si's already got his on, so he's first.
I don't think I have a favourite. I mean, I do love trees. I'm going to start drawing trees and painting them more often. Trees and clouds, I must be getting old. I love trees and clouds at the moment. But I don't know types of trees, so I'd say bonsai tree because it's the only one which I know is a type. And if I said anything else, I'd be lying because I don't know. I couldn't identify it. If you said, what's that? Right, a royal oak? I don't know. Something on TV about a royal oak the other day.
Apple. I get food out of it then. You know, like it's the one tree, it's like, well, it's going to sustain you, so I mean, that tree has some real use. I mean, all trees, you know, have use, like, you know, you can do lots of trees.
And useless otherwise.
You know, like an apple tree. Okay, Sam, favourite type of tree?
Does Groot count?
Yes, Groot.
See what happens when you get time to think.
Thinking cap on it, it's fine.
Bonsai tree.
Okay, favourite type of tree?
At home I have our orange tree, and a pear tree, and then these two. And I think these two. no another. I love these two trees.
How about you, favourite type of tree? Everyone join in, or just favourite type of tree?
Definitely not my family tree.
Good answer.
Don't know why you're so I want to steal his orange tree because
Yeah,
I won't, but I'd like to.
your own tree, isn't it?
Pick my own. Any tree that keeps me from getting sunburnt, so you know that'll work.
Successful tree, though.
Yes. Well, everybody do go and catch up with these awesome guys down at their table. They are there. They got. Definitely, I'm going to get one of them. Bob's going to get one as well. And I wish you all the very luck with the film. You have got my publicity skills at your disposal, so use them.
They flashed it up at the end, so thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, and anyone that wants to check that out, please do, and hopefully, we can make it and help some young people through telling them a funny, dramatic story.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
You will make it because year 1, issue 1, issue 3.
Issue 1 of Satan.
Everyone promo now, she lasts like 30 seconds. Promo! Sam's got a comic.
You'll get
I'm not printing anymore.
it. But a big round of applause to the guys from 2 Kills Comics. Just waiting for a really cool picture to change. There we go. That is this guy who met George A. Romero, creator of The Night of the Living Dead, a bunch of other films, about 10 years ago. I did actually pitch to George Lamb of the Dead, filmed in that. So that made me sad, but I was on the search for an even cooler premise, and I found one. It's these guys, so can you all come around here, the crew from Dead Air? Have a round of applause for these. Jeff, come round this way. No, come on. They've blocked us off. Go around that way. No, no. Jeez. There you go. Can you come round here? That way. I'm fencing you off, dude. We will get introductions to these wonderful guys in a moment. The premise for their film is, for me, sadly better than Lamb of the Dead. But it's really cool. So we have Jeff, you are a director.
I am.
Aren't you? He's been a guest on my podcast a couple of times, but this morning was the very first time I met him, so I'm really chuffed.
Yeah, no, me
So
too.
it's cool.
Yeah, it's been really good to meet you in person.
It's cool.
For once.
For once.
Yeah.
Not last time.
No, that's happening.
Peter, hello. You write stuff, don't you?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I've not met you before either. Charlie,
Hello.
you act.
I
You
act.
become characters.
Yes.
I've been a fan of Charlie Bonds for years because I do a lot of publicity for British films.
I think you're the one.
Charlie's been in loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. So when I heard that Charlie was attached to Dead Air, it's like, cool, I'm impressed. So I actually brought a poster down for you, sign right around, but never mind. What about that later on? And Andrew, you touch Muppets.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way you could describe it, yeah.
Is that not,
Yeah.
it doesn't say that on your LinkedIn profile?
No, I think I maybe need to update my Twitter feed now.
You do? That'd be a cool business card.
Touch
Andrew,
Muppets.
touch Muppets.
Essentially, I think is key.
yes, it's all consensual, absolutely.
So, like I mentioned, I've been a fan of Jeff's work for ages. So when he does a new project, it pops up on my radar and I become intrigued. Dead Air is the latest project to intrigue me. So, how'd you pitch it? Go for it.
Oh, right. Well, Dead Air is it's going to be a short film, initially, proof of concept, because we want to make this into a feature. It's about an all-female punk rock band, led by Charlie here, who's the singer. They're on their way to sort of the penultimate gig of their comeback tour, and they're on a plane flying at 30,000 feet. And the plane is piloted by a bunch of dodgy geezers who are storing these secret boxes in the back of the plane which contain creatures of a mysterious origin. And they start attacking the band because one of them gets out, and then all hell breaks loose basically. So it's like kind of like Gremlins and Critters versus Josie and the Pussycats, or I think our original pitch was what was that 80s film bands. Mine's gone. the English.
Like Gem and Holograms.
No. The original pitch. The blokes,
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. Yeah, Spinal Tap versus Gremlins. That was our original pitch, and then as the script developed, we decided to make the band sort of all female because it just seemed to fit better. And that's really the film. It's a fight between punk rock band at 30,000 feet and playing against monsters.
Which I saw Charlie put out a tweet and it was it baby metal fights Gremlins at 30,000 feet, whatever like that.
Something like that.
That is a high concept pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
we should have done that.
Baby metal. I like that.
Gremlins. Yeah.
That's Gremlins. Yeah.
It's very now.
Yeah, I mean, originally we were going to do, we weren't really going to see the monsters because, or initially, you're just going to see like little green eyes and boxes and things like that. And then Pete persuaded me that we need puppets because, puppets need to come back. There's not enough of that type of stuff on telly. I mean, obviously you've got the Furchester Hotel, thank you, Andrew, there. And obviously you've got Sesame Street and things like that. But, when the good days of Peter Jackson's Meet the Furbies. Meet the Feebles, sorry. Furbies.
I see that. Peter Jackson.
That's the
I'd watch that.
So, stuff like that just doesn't get made anymore. Although there is this new thing that you were just telling me about earlier on that's just started filming.
Oh yeah, there's. I mean, it's pretty well known now, I think, but there's the. It's been a project that the Henson Company has been kind of toying with for years called Happy Time Murders, which has just started shooting in the States now, I believe, which is essentially, you've got to think in terms of Roger Rabbit. It's a world where puppets and humans coexist, and it's an adult movie. I think it's not a kids movie, and it's a film noir, and it's a murder, and it's something which they've just started shooting, which has been they've been trying to get it off the ground for years, so it's really exciting.
So stuff like that, there just needs to be more of it. So this is one of the reasons why we're doing what we do.
It does. I mean, when I sort of started researching Dead Air, it was to cope with the fact that it's real puppets. It's exciting people, isn't it? Rather than if you were to go, oh, it's CGI creatures, people are going, premise looks cool.
I mean, CGI has its place, of course, but practical effects is king, in my opinion. We don't use it enough. So we decided that we were going to go almost as 100% practical. I mean, there might be some digital touch-ups here and there, but everything that we're shooting is going to be live there and then. So, what people don't really know too much about, which because we've been doing sort of a campaign towards the film, is that what happens when the creatures attack the humans is they turn into adult-sized versions of these little creatures, and Charlie is the first person to get attacked.
It's always the
Spoiler! I thought this was what this was about. We can reveal some stuff.
Or maybe he's just saying that Charlie gets attacked.
No, that's not it. No, Charlie does get attacked.
I do.
Peter.
Definitely.
And she turns into like an adult-sized version of these little monsters. And so we've got in the video clip we'll show you some of the prosthetic work which Charlie hasn't seen yet. So this is going to be a bit of a reveal for her as well. But we've got a company called Tankful Effects that are doing all of the adult versions of the creatures. And so I'm not going to say how many people turn into these things, but there's at least one, which is Charlie. So she'll spend most of the shoot drooling and eating people or attacking people and stuff.
Standard Friday.
Yeah.
So was it always a conscious decision to make it a short film? So you've done a lot of short films before.
Yeah. I have. This was our original intention was just to do a fun short film, and it always was. But I mean, I could tell you the whole story behind it, but it will be here for a long time, and I don't think we've gone on for a long time. So it was originally going to be a zombie movie, which kind of then, zombies have been done to death a bit lately. So we said let's make this our own, and that's where we came up with this new creature design. So I don't know where I'm going with that. Good night. What was the question again?
So the question was it always a conscious decision to make it a short film?
Exactly. Yes.
Next question.
No, it was. But as the film developed and we got more and more into it, then we thought actually this would be amazing as a feature. And then, so halfway through the development of the short, Pete said we decided that Pete would then write a feature-length version of it, which is still underway. Yeah, but and so the idea is that once we've finished this, we'll go around to all film festivals, try and create as much buzz as we can over it, and then people will hopefully, think what an awesome idea, and then throw us more money to turn it into a feature. So
because you run one crowdfunding campaign for the production.
We did, yes.
How horrible was crowdfunding?
Oh, don't.
Isn't it?
It's stressful as anything. I've never experienced stress like it. And it was me and Pete doing it. And lots of other people were sort of chipping in as best they could. So, horrible 6 weeks. But, we got there, so it was worth it in the end. So we're here now, so. It's not over though. No, it's never over.
No, it's never over.
Give us your money, please.
So you have set one up a minute on this so people can help and get involved.
Yes, I mean we did a successful crowdfunding campaign. We got the target that we needed to get the film shot, which is we actually go start shooting Monday. Monday.
Up bright and early on
early Monday morning. We're shooting a place called Black Hanger Studios, which is where they did all the Rogue One reshoots, and they were supposed to do. They did a lot of Doctor Who there. But we do some Mission Impossible 6, but I think that they ended up moving to another studio for that. But we're shooting there we're there for a week, and then we're moving to a location for one day. Because they've got this huge Boeing on their premises, and I know the guys who run it and said, "Look, can I use it?" I said, "Yeah, give me a deal." And, so we're shooting Monday.
Remember we spoke about it on the podcast, it's full plane.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, we've got this whole plane it's got no wings, but it's, the whole plane's there, we just got to have it and do what we want with it. So I have a feeling they're going to get rid of it not long after we finish, so we can cake it with blood.
Nice.
And not have to worry about getting the cleaning bill afterwards. So it's always a worry. We're looking to get special blood that doesn't stain, which was it's a weird concept, just trying to find fake blood that doesn't leave marks.
It's not really a shop on a high street.
No, not really. But there are people that specialise in it, which is a really odd thing to specialise in. But there you go. There obviously is a market for it.
What was it like having your prosthetics done, Charlie? Because I saw some of the updates, I think, with full face body masks, or was it you that got yours done?
Pitched it to me as a terrifying experience. I've never had a live casting before, and then you'll be trapped in there for a couple of hours, a tiny little hole for breathing. It was like having a facial. It was brilliant. I don't know what I was worried about. Just sort of sat there, didn't have to talk to anybody for a little while, just get in my little zone, a little antisocial awkward. So
wow.
This is Joanna, one of the other members of the band. So now you know that Joanna is a monster, eventually. Oh dear, we've revealed something. So this is the, Joanna gets attacked by Charlie in the film.
You can see him there.
Oh, I can.
yeah.
So this is another member of the band that gets attacked.
Is that Kate?
That is Kate. This isn't quite finished. These are sort of early stages of having the design work done. This is an actress called Kate Speak, or you might know her as Kate Marie Davis. And this is Joanna. So these are some of the work that Tankful Effects are doing to make them look like they're starting to turn into these creatures. I don't know if I know we got pictures of Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's in the video. It might be worth playing the video.
Yeah, we'll put the video on there. Yeah, that'd be good.
It's actually a really nice experience having a face live cast, because you have this moment where you're completely solitary and you're in your own head, and normally, having had prosthetics done previously just applied straight to your face, you're on your phone or you've got a script in front of you, so you're busy. You never really have that time where you're completely off grid and you get inside your head, and it gets a little bit trippy. You sort of start imagining voices and things. If you've ever done one of those sensory deprivation gigs, it's a little bit like that. I came out afterwards and I just needed a bit of time by myself to sort of readjust to society.
I wasn't saying that. You said your skin felt amazing.
Oh yeah, it felt great. It's all nice clay stuff. Yeah. But yeah, coming round I was a bit sort of bright. Don't talk to me, I just need to go and have a little moment.
Yeah, we didn't have to do that.
Do recommend 10 out of 10.
Yeah, head cast, get it done.
There we go. Cue the video.
With every other film I've worked on, there have always been shots or scenes that I've been really, really looking forward to, whether it's because there's some awesome visual effects in it, or because I think it's going to be really powerful, or maybe the camera work is going to be spectacular with drones and cranes flying around everywhere. With Dead Air, I feel like every shot and every scene is going to be like that. We're all going to be crowding around the rushes, being so excited about what's going to come out of it. As an actor, when you're considering taking on a project, you ask yourself two questions. One, what's your character like? Do you have enough to work with? Is it worth you taking part in this project? And two, what's the film actually going to be like? Now you can work out too by looking at, say, the director's previous work, which I did and I was really pleased about because that's excellent. Or you can look at the script, like the script for Dead Air, and realise that it's so ambitious that there is no way that it could be done unless it was done properly and really, really well. Add to that an excellent cast on board, and it was an easy thing to say yes to, and something I'm really, really looking forward to actually working on.
Series of shots you saw of the prosthetic, that's Charlie. That's the first time she's seen that, so now you see what's kind of
sort of reconsidering.
What's it like looking at those shots up there, Charlie?
Oh, I mean, it's great. From the start, I've seen all the concept art, and that was what lured me into the project anyway. I mean, it's a fantastic concept, and the art just hooked me anyway. I'm a bit of an old school 80s movie fan, so that was brilliant. But actually seeing the process from start to finish of all of the pre-production and seeing us, I didn't know anybody took pictures of us in live cast. Thanks, guys. But the prosthetic was fantastic. It was great.
Something I'd like to go under though, but like I say, it's good to sort of round off to speak to everybody for a few hours.
Oh, that's great. I've been wearing it for Scifi Wales next year.
Good. Yeah. This has all been recorded, so we're shooting the film here, by the way. That's why I'm holding the camera. So more about that later on. We need to talk puppets.
We do.
I think Andrew's been on my left.
So
let's just
bring one of those apps out.
Get Dave on. Let's get
All of
Dave
the puppets in the film are called Dave. This will probably be Dave 1.
This is Dave now. There's still a bit of work to do.
Still lots of work to be done.
Hey. Dave 1. Wow. Okay. Let me just put Dave 1 on. Give me a second.
So Dave, just to say a little bit of background on Andrew, if you don't know who he is Fergus Funds in Furchester Hotel. If your kids watch Furchester Hotel and see the Scottish guy, that's Andrew. But and this is Fergus Funds being controlled. Or controlling Dave.
Yeah. Elmo's uncle controlling equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm trying to find that hook for the ears. I can't for the moment. The ears do work as well. The ears have got a little tilt and bend to them. So.
And the eyes glow green.
And the eyes glow. I mean, the thing about puppets and what attracted me to this project is just the fact that, you know, growing up like I did in the 70s and 80s, it was all about creature features and you know, all the creatures in Star Wars, Doctor Who and Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and things like that. And I'm not going to pretend that there aren't limitations to puppets. There are. Obviously, you can't do as many things physically with them that you can do with CGI these days. But what that means is that directors like Jeff and coordinators like me, when you're filming them, you have to be really creative in the way you shoot them. And very often you can get effects and shots that you probably wouldn't have tried to get in the first place, but you're working against the limitations of the puppet. I was talking to Pete and Jeff the other day and saying the thing about working with puppets is you might find it frustrating in some respects. You want to achieve a certain kind of effect and you might not be able to because there's a rod-in shot or for some reason the puppet doesn't look great side on, but you'll also find that you can get things that you never expected. And it's that element of surprise that you get when you've got a physical puppet on set and an accident happens and something fun and exciting comes out of that, which you can't really replicate with CG, where it's all pre-planned and programmed in and the shots are perfect. Again, I'm not bad-mouthing CG, it's a wonderful tool, but I don't think it should be at the cost of you know, prosthetics, physical puppets. For instance, I don't know if Jeff agrees with me, but the best kind of combination of CG, prosthetics and puppets that we've had in like the last 15 years was Peter Jackson's original Lord of the Rings trilogy. because it was a brilliant melding of all of those disciplines. And for some reason that vanished in the Hobbit trilogy, and it became mostly CG. And I will actually stand up and go, I still like the Hobbit movies, but there's a grittiness, there's a dirt under the fingernails kind of feel to the Lord of the Rings movies, which isn't quite there with the Hobbit movies. And I think that's something you only get with prosthetics and puppets on a set. And yeah, I can't wait to work with these guys. I mean, the stuff that we're planning is quite ambitious. The thing with puppets like this is, like all those movies, again, you're working against the limitations like they were in the 80s, is you get fleeting glimpses, you get impressions of. It's the reason something like Jaws works as well as it does, because the shark didn't work, they had to work the way around it, and you got an impression of what, and that was much more exciting than maybe seeing the entire shark. That's what we're really aiming for with these guys, is that they'll flit by. You'll see them very briefly. Although we do have one shot that we're planning, which I'm really excited about, which is going to be our hero shot with one of these guys climbing out of the hold, full body, and we're going to have, I think, I'm looking at it, and we're going to have to have at least 3 puppeteers on him at that, one on the head, one on the arms, one on the legs. And that's the shot that will sell the idea of these guys for the rest of the movie. Yeah, I can't wait, it's going to be really exciting. Yeah. And Dave's really pleased as well.
Dave's very quiet, he doesn't say much, doesn't he?
No, sorry, he didn't ask me a question, so I can't say anything.
Oh, he's one of those.
Nobody's asked for my autograph yet.
Is Dave charging for autographs, or?
Yes, £25 for a 10x8. That's fair, right?
It's about average price.
How much are you charging? Oh, sorry, she's gone. She's gone. That's fine. It's going to be fun next week. Now I know what you're going to be like. You've got bright red.
So terrifying, so adorable.
Terrifying but adorable.
So does Dave have an agent, or is he?
He will have by the end of the shoot, I think.
Yeah. I have a restraining order from Charlie, which I
think that's very
that might happen
yes.
as well.
Well, the thing is, he's got to attack Charlie at some point.
Really?
So we can't do the restraining order till at least Wednesday.
Okay, I'll be on that.
Tuesday, that's the day you get attacked, on Tuesday. So.
But these guys have had a lot of work done on them in the interview. We took delivery of them when? Did we take delivery?
Yesterday.
No, I mean, I saw them probably for the first time about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of work on them since, things that, for instance, we can now operate them from underneath like this and through the back of the head, whereas initially we could only do it through the back of the head. And I was kind of concerned that that limited the kind of motion that I could get on set and the kind of shots we could do. Also, the rods, we've changed those so that they can be attached to the wrist and also through the back of the elbow there. So again, that gives us a wider range of movement depending on the shots that we're doing. It's all about planning.
So Dave might have his own panel next year, possibly.
Like my own movie.
Somebody's hand up his bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, we also got like these really horrible bright green lycra suits for Andrew's team, so that the we can, if they wear them, then we can digitally erase them. That's probably the most amount of CGI we'll be doing is just using that to remove the puppeteers from the shot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. It's what I like about doing projects like this, and the fact that stuff like this is kind of coming back into vogue at the moment, mostly because all the kids that grew up in the 70s and 80s are now kind of in positions of power in movie studios, is that you can, there's a kind of gut reaction. I've been involved in a few TV shows where the gut reaction is, does it have to be puppets, why can't it be CG? And you go, well, it sounds more complicated, and in certain respects it is, but with the computer technology we've got these days, with green screen and stuff like that, it's so easy to remove puppeteers from the shots. And also you don't need them in a single shot. I'll bring it up briefly, but I worked on a pilot last year for a new Jerry Anderson project called Firestorm, and they were worried about having to do quite a lot of post-production, getting rid of rods and getting rid of us in our green suits and stuff. But actually I would say about 80% of the shots we were actually able to mask the rods and hide the puppeteers. So then you can go to the money people and say, but look, it's all in camera. It's all done on set, and once it's in the camera, it's done. You grade it, you edit it, and you've got it. That's really all the post-production that you need. but there is a kind of resistance still to puppets. But I think the tide is turning slightly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's partly why I contacted you when I saw this project. Because I saw it on Kickstarter initially, and I was like, oh my God, Gremlins on a plane! I really need to be involved in this, because at that point there was nothing like that happening. I know that they've just recently announced a possible Gremlins sequel reboot, and I know that they've been very vocal about the fact that it's going to be practical puppets rather than a lot of CGI, which is great, because that's essentially where the fun is.
So we might see like Dave doing a bit of a cameo in there.
No, I'm far too expensive.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah.
Dave, so it's
You're right, Charlie.
play the game, Dave.
No, thank you very much. They're just behind the ear.
Oh, we're going to be good friends.
Right there. Right there. Thank you.
Dave, knock it off, it's not that
Sorry.
bad. There's people watching.
Yeah.
Strange creature.
Thank you.
Has anybody got any questions for these wonderful people? I'm conscious of them just thinking up all of their time. So if you've got any questions, just ask.
With things like Stranger Things, the amount of horror films that come out being in one quick, I mean, this is the best time to do stuff like this. I mean, one of my favourite films in the 80s was Critters, which goes to all puppets.
Yeah.
So why is this going to be a feature-length film? Because it'd be brilliant.
Well, that's the whole point. We want it to be a feature-length film, but it's just trying to get the money. So we decided to do a proof of concept film, because it originally was always going to be a short film anyway. It just kept evolving, but we just knew that the struggle to get the cash to make it into a feature would be really hard, really expensive too. So we decided let's do a standalone short that has a beginning, middle and end that will work. There's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have these creatures in, and then let's just see, if that flies. I mean, there's a lot of short films that turn into features, like Pixels as an example, bad example, but that was a short film initially, then turned into a feature film. And there's loads of examples of that, and that's kind of where we're hoping this is going to go.
I think the wonderful thing about making it short as well is that when you have a feature-length film, obviously you have a lot of investors from a lot of different producers. You also have distributors and sales agents, and especially at sort of the lower budget end of the industry, because they're all contributing so financially heavily, they all want a lot of creative input.
Yeah.
So they'll want to be in charge of certain decisions. A lot of things will want certain things, for example, like gratuitous nudity or less gore or more gore. And I think when you create something yourself, even though you have to work to financially support it, run a Kickstarter campaign, you have that joy of creating art. You have that creative input, which is just pure joy, and it's what you want as a filmmaker.
It's out as a film fan as well.
Yeah, for sure.
More of this.
I think it's although there are people like Jeff and me who kind of like grew up in the 80s and enjoy these kind of practical creatures, it's still difficult to persuade people that puppets are the way to go. The knee-jerk reaction for a lot of young directors and producers is CG, because they understand it. They understand how it works. Puppets are a little bit more involved. There's a bit more R&D. There's a bit more trial and error. But I'm hopeful that things are changing, because now you've got companies like Netflix involving in investing in things like Stranger Things.
The new
Dark Crystal series, which is coming out, I think, in a year or so's time. They're trusting the technology, and also it's because of the platform. Something like Dark Crystal can sit there for 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, find its audience, make its money back. It hasn't got to make its money in that first 3-day opening weekend when everybody goes, oh, I only made 12 million, it's a failure, and then they pull it out of the theatres. It can sit there and people can gradually come to it and find it, recommendation and stuff like that. So I think things are changing. I think there's still room for a cinema release of things like this, but I think more like retro things like the Dark Crystal, it seems like a natural fit is somewhere like Netflix or Amazon.
I can't wait to see it, so hurry up, make it. I want to wish you all the best for Monday.
Thank you.
There's not much time for Q&As here, but you have a table in the VIP, really other guests signing room. Go up and see them. They're
come
really,
see us.
really nice.
We're still trying to get money to finish the film, so we've got enough to actually shoot it. We don't have enough money to finish it. So we're going to do a crowdfunding campaign later on in the year once we've got the film in the can. But if you go to deadairmovie.com, we've got like you can donate money if you really want to. There you go. Still there.
We also have a limited supply of badges.
Yeah, come and see us. We've got postcards and badges and stickers, and they're all limited. So once they're gone, they're gone. We're not making any more of the ones that we've got downstairs. So come down, say hello, and get involved if you can. Share the name of the film, tell everyone all about it. And,
follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter. Twitter's the Twitter man. So anything on Twitter tends to be Pete, because I'm rubbish at that sort of thing.
Come say hello to Dave.
I see so many pictures and updates from the tests and stuff that you do on the social media channels.
Yeah. We've also, for people that have backed us, and any new backers are always welcome, we're going to do a Snapchat channel, if that's your thing. We've got a guy called Joey Draper from a band called I'll Be Damned who's doing a Snapchat channel for us. And another thing, just very quickly, we haven't mentioned, we've actually got a Hollywood genre legend who's going to do the voice, potentially, of this guy here, or one of them. We're not allowed to reveal his name because I'm not allowed to say who they are until we've got the money to pay for them. So just think that if you get involved in us, you'll have your name against a film that has a Hollywood genre legend. Just throwing it out there.
And you'll help Dave, because Dave needs a new pair of shoes. He needs to eat. Help Dave.
Thanks very much.
But I'll pop down and say hi to them, because they're a really good bunch of people.
Calm down.
It's the first time this morning. I feel like I've known them for ages. So thank you very much to the crew of Dead Air Movie. There you go, pausing. Or is he taking a picture of Dave? Who knows? Both, I think. So now, call down, say hi to them. They're amazing. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Andrew. You're right, Dave. You going to charge me to shake your hand or not? £5.
No, it's fine. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for this wonderful bunch of people. There we are. Can't wait to see this movie. I'm going to bring somebody in who knows a lot about Doctor Who, because there's the TARDIS and there's the K9 and then there's the Scottish guy that was in it at the minute.
Yeah, you wanted the King of the Geeks, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hi.
So we're going to co-host this Doctor Who panel, and we've got some people loitering over here.
They look kind of impressive and famous. I'm a bit intimidated.
You're intimidated?
A bit intimidated. If I was a King of the Geek, if I wasn't the King of the Geeks, if I was just a normal geek, I'd be like, hello. They're very impressive looking.
Yeah,
let's not do that again.
No, don't do that again. I'm not allowed in certain places for doing that. So. Do you want to introduce them? Or shall we take turns?
You tell me what you're going to do.
Just introduce these wonderful people so they can go have a sit, and there's a jug of vodka water on the desk while you help yourself. It's freshly.
You do the names, so I might get it wrong. I'm a bit intimidated. You do it right.
Oh, Rosie. You get to choose whichever chair you wish, because you're first. Yeah.
That's what
you get to
big round of applause, guys.
Big
round of
applause. School, isn't it? I just realised this is like being back at school. You can't pick you, I'll pick you. I was always the one that was never picked. Sucks. So, yeah. Sophie, Gareth. Got some names off, dude?
Yeah, go for it.
Everybody, just get on the stage. Get on the stage.
It's the Doctor Who panel! Whoa.
That's Victoria there, isn't it?
That's Victoria.
Is that Victoria? Is she the sexy peasant? Hello, Simon. Right. Nice bit of a crowd in race.
That's a big crowd, like a big crowd.
Yeah, alright.
They get to show off.
Make sure we got enough chairs.
Oh, if you can sit on my knee if you like.
I was wondering why there's extra chairs stuck in the corner. Now I know.
We've got 3 glasses between us. No, 4.
Can we get some more glasses? Otherwise, there's going to be a fight on stage.
Well, actually, yeah, that's
Have we got another chair, guys? Do we have a chair?
Let's get some.
You do not want to share a glass with me.
Why? I'm not good.
Oh, look, this has got stars on it. Isn't it nice?
Another chair there. I'll get that. There you go.
Hello, everybody.
Hopefully we'll still get the glasses. So, Reese, where do we start?
Oh, where do we start? We could start with a really silly question.
Go on.
Guys, what's the best Doctor Who monster impression you can all do? I've got a good one, but I won't go first, because I'm on a start, so...
I think I can do a good weeping angel.
Go for it. Big round of applause, come on.
Sophie's giving that look like Reese, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, don't do that. don't ask an actor to act. Don't do it.
That's good.
You going to do it?
Let's see, what should I do? Gosh, there's so many to choose from, aren't there? Just like you were saying earlier, there's so much Doctor Who. Oh look, that's my phone, I'll turn that on. Sorry.
That's somebody phone you up.
That was an impression of a Doctor Who monster.
It's like a sort of drunk dialect.
Oh, it's even worse now.
I'll do it from Torchwood. Just want to say it again?
Yes, please.
That's the alien sax gas. I thought that was you.
It might be really enjoying this panel, so just let him do the thing.
That's my favourite so far.
Is that your favourite so far? No pressure for everybody else then. You got it. Just remember Reese came up with this question.
Oh, I know. There's the well, he's not a monster, but he was in Greatest Show in the Galaxy, and it was the chief clown went.
Oh, yeah.
He kept going like that, didn't he? Do you like that?
I mean, that's good. Yeah, go around, applause.
My sex gas didn't get an applause.
That's disgusting.
What you're watching for is the audience going,
I'll try and do a Dalek impression, if you will. It's probably going to be really bad. Really bad. So I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, alright. I am a Dalek. I will exterminate you.
Yeah, come to think of it, they don't have many female Daleks, do they? No.
It's because they're evil and sexist.
what, women or Daleks?
No, they're Daleks. Don't get me a more trouble than I'm already in. Come on.
Treat the words carefully, Reese.
No, I said the Daleks were sexist. The Daleks are sexist.
Who's got impression? You.
What, me?
You must have. You must be. You can't do any Doctor
I do
impressions
speak
at
Jadoon,
all.
though.
That's awesome.
Ian, you look like you're like, I do it. Which is a great answer. It's like, can you do an impression? Nope.
I don't have any. This is the best I do for the monster.
That's fine.
I have to watch it every morning in the mirror, so you might as well.
Have you got one?
I was
Exfoliate! But then there was the sea devil.
glug, 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 glug.
Quite scared now. So I spent yesterday morning from about 6 AM watching some Doctor Who episodes. I watched the first episode of Dragonfire. Your appearance, wasn't it? The waitress. So
Yeah, it was the first one I did.
when was the last time you watched that episode? Do you generally go back and watch the stuff that you've been in, or are you moving on to other stuff?
No, although I have to say I'm not one of these people who goes, oh, I never watch myself. I can't bear it. Because I think it's always a great opportunity to look and see, hang on a minute, how could I improve on that? Or, you know, what I seem to be able to sort of separate what I see on the screen from me. I don't sort of take it personally, really, because I think, wow, that's a job I do. we've got this brilliant opportunity to have a look and see, oh yeah, well what could I do differently next time or whatever. Anyway, yeah, Dragonfire was my first Doctor Who story at all. My first TV role. I'd never even had a screen test. I'd never been in front of a camera. And so I was chucked straight in there. I really enjoyed it, and I love doing TV. I love acting in front of cameras.
I mean, I remember we were speaking the other day, and you were telling me the Fiddler on the Roof story, which I think is great. Nobody's heard that one. Could you go through the...
Yeah, sure. It's a long one. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Are you sitting comfortably?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, my agent had put me up for Doctor Who, 3 episodes, because they'd said they were looking for somebody who looked younger than they really were and who could ride a motorbike. And I looked younger than I was, and I, for some reason, learned to ride motorbikes. So I was in the back row of the chorus in Fiddler on the Roof at the Manchester Opera House with Topple playing the main role. He was reprising the role he played on the movie. And I went down to London one morning, begrudging the train fare because I was on equity minimum in the back row of the chorus, you know. And I got there and they gave me a bit of script, and I went and met the director and you needed to do a piece then. And I did this bit from a play called Daisy Pulls It Off, which then I eventually did in Theatre Clwyd, actually, not far from here. But I was in this empty meeting room with a load of chairs and the director. It's quite surreal what you have to do sometimes for auditions. And then chatted to him, got back on the train thinking, oh, that was a waste of time. And then a couple of weeks later got a call from my agent again to say, they want to see you for a recall. I thought, oh no, another train fare. Because I know it's like impossible to get a job in TV. You go for recalls and recalls, and you get down to the last 2, they go, I'm so sorry, you were wonderful, but we've given it to the other person. Anyway, I went down again, and this time I met the producer, John Nathan Turner, and his office was amazing. It was red, as I remember, and it had lots of merchandise in it, which you couldn't get at the time. Dalek curtains, Dalek carpet, and he was smoking, because you could in those days, and he lit a cigarette. Like this, very theatrical he was, and got me to read this piece again. And then he gave me a few notes and asked me to read it again, and I did, and I was in there for about 10 minutes. And the director came in at the end and said, my agent had put on the back of my publicity photo, has own levers, which I'm convinced was the reason I got seen in the first place. Anyway, it did the trick. And I thought, oh, another train fare. Forgot all about it, like you do, don't you, with these auditions. And then a couple of weeks after that, I told you it was a long story. Anyone nodding off yet? Got into the theatre. And we didn't have mobiles in those days, and there was one theatre phone in a phone box backstage, and I queued up to use the phone because I had messages from my agent all over the board saying, ring me, ring me, ring me. And I went onto the stage, did, the first number, did Tradition, and then came off, rang her, and she said, she was actually a bit cross with me, she said, where have you been? I've been trying to get in touch with you all day. And I said, well, I've just been around. And she said, they want you for the job, but it's a lot more complicated. I'll ring you back. So I was just left in the phone box thinking, what? And she rang back and she said, they want you for the 3 episodes, but they're also wondering if you would take over the role of the assistant if Bonnie Langford leaves. And it was like, what? On equity minimum, in the back row of the chorus at the Opera House, and offered one of the best roles on British TV. Let me think. So I came out of the phone box, and the first person I saw was this guy, John Scott Martin, who was playing the rabbi in our production of Doctor Who. And he used to be in Doctor Who as the insides of Daleks and monsters and Zarbies and things like that. And he was there in his rabbi costume, queuing up for the phone. And I was shell-shocked. I said, John, I got the part. And he just smiled at me, and he reached into his costume and he pulled out this postcard, and it was a BBC Dalek publicity photo with 3 Daleks on the front, and he said, "Here you are." And I turned it over and it said, "Welcome to the family. You will not be exterminated." And actually then he ended up being in Remembrance of the Daleks, the Dalek story that I did, inside the Dalek. So it was just amazing.
Where do you go from there?
Where do you go from there? I don't know. Then you can go with a question about Torchwood, or you can go about another question about Ace. There's so many choices, you know. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Torchwood. What's this Torchwood?
What's this Torchwood?
What's this Torchwood?
I know. I actually have got a question for Gareth. Whoa, nearly gone.
Can you call an ambulance?
Anyway, call an ambulance, a 6-foot idiot.
You're an ambulance.
Put your mic off.
I guess a lot of people have actually visited the city of Cardiff. Everyone visited Cardiff? Okay, there's one whoop. Wow. Don't talk about the south. Good, judge the audience. In Cardiff there is a shrine called the Yanto Shrine. Oh, there's a round of applause for the Yanto Shrine. I just wanted to know what your feelings are that the shrine is still there now, best part of nearly a decade up on there.
Rightly so.
Down.
I'm there every other day maintaining it. Laminating knickers and whatnot. Please feel free to come and visit. I'll be there with a small tin cup. Donations are accepted towards the maintenance of the shrine. Yeah, seriously, it's quite weird when it happened, but also very flattering to think that I've been part of something that drove people to erect a shrine. Yeah, I mean, I don't claim ownership of the shrine. It's not my shrine. Yanto is a lot of people's work. The writer, the designer's costume. I'm just his voice box in his face. But yeah, it is flattering to be part of something like that. That's people got so moved that they'd erect a shrine. I am there every other day maintaining it.
Isn't it a Google?
It's a Google landmark. It's number 38 in the top 50 things to do in Cardiff.
I love to know all the facts.
It's one above the Millennium Centre.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, Rosie, you've done a ton of theatre. You've done loads. What was your story about entering the world of Doctor Who? Which I watched your episode last night.
Yeah, so I actually played a soldier in the episode Into the Dalek a couple of years ago. And that was when I was at university, so I was in Bristol studying at UE doing drama and English. And I finished that course and I was like, do you know what? I need to go to drama school. I need to do it. So I applied to East 15 Drama School, got in there, so I'm still there now. And then through that, they managed to call me back. What with Pearl obviously being cast as Doctor Who's assistant, and then the likeness between us two, it just sort of seemed right that I would, play her mum. That's how I got that.
Cool. Now, talking about drama schools, which memories of Thailand? Because I was doing some research on you went to Thailand or something.
I did go to Thailand, yeah. So when I was in sixth form, I was invited to go and teach English, actually. So I went to Laos first with a group of people, and then went on to Thailand afterwards. So, yeah, teaching English around
Good
there.
time.
Yeah.
Over to you, Reese.
It's the obvious question, really. I'd like to know how long each day it took to get the blue paint off you, sir.
Well, actually, I was very lucky because it was water-based. It took them a bit of time to get it on, but to take it off, about 40 minutes. And the best part of it was, after they'd taken most of the blue off, they got wet towels and put them in a microwave, and then put them over my head, and my right leg shook. It was so erotic. And I looked forward to that moment every day. But the blue got stuck into the pores of your skin. And so for about a week the shower had a blue tinge. And also they put black eyeliner on the bottom lid, which reacted with my eyes and made them water. So when people ask me how I made my eyes glisten, I said it's very easy, you just stick a mascara brush. But it made me look like an Egyptian, and what with the bald head as well. So that's it. So the question was, how long did it take to take up? It was about 40 minutes. So I was very lucky. Poor old Dan Starkey. He's probably still in the chair.
I think he still is. So Ian, you did okay with the makeup thing. It was robes for you, sir.
It was just slip on the robes, shave my head. Yeah. Invested in a good razor, some polish. It's fine. It's very easy now, though. I don't have to do that anymore.
Yes. How much fun was that episode shooting for you, Tooth and Claw?
Pardon?
How much fun was shooting that episode for you?
Oh, it was great. It was really fun. I was only about 2 weeks involvement, as you know. That's the way the episodes run. So in and out for about 2 weeks. Yes, great fun. In fact, Dave Foreman, the guy who taught me some of the martial arts skills, did very well with me, because I'm not the most coordinated person in the world, as anyone who's seen me on the dance floor will know. But he had 2 days to basically knock me into shape for the big set piece aerial martial arts scene. And he had me working with a quarter staff and various other types of kicks and so on and so forth. And then he said, take the staff home to the hotel, and they have a ballroom with a double height ceiling. Just ask if you can go in there. Don't have the lights on, just go in the darkness and work with the staff. It's high enough that you can't damage anything. So that was the sort of surreal kind of introduction. I really realised I was in something special when I was in the middle of a bloody hotel, in the darkness, in a ballroom, banging around a big 6-foot stick. So yeah, great experience. The whole show was kind of full of surreal moments like that. But yeah, lovely.
So I've also got quite a large audience here, so I'm going to open it up to the audience in a minute. I'm going to ask one last question for each of you though. And it's a question I asked last year to a different panel. Is you've all done a ton of projects, but you're all sitting on a panel for Doctor Who, primarily. But which project for each of you should people watch that you're really passionate of, proud of, that you think, you know what, that needs a mention, please seek it out? So I'll start at this end, so Rosie, put pressure on you. First, everybody else got time to think about it, right?
So I'm, during drama school, during one of our devising modules, we created a show called What I Really Wanted to Say Was. So it's a show that's tackling discrimination in the corporate workplace in terms of like race, disability and sex. So we're basically tackling that on stage, and that is, the next showing of it will be at Voila Europe Festival in London. So if you type that into Google, you should be able to find it. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid mine is not half so worthy as that. You know, it's brilliant. Can I have two?
You can have two.
One old, one ancient, one modern. Okay. Well, one is I think you can find them on YouTube, which is Melvin and Maureen's Musicograms, which my husband considers to be my finest work, where I play this character called Maureen. And yeah, you've just got to check out the costumes, and it's crazy. It's a wonderful show. I loved doing it. Still got very fond memories of it. Ostensibly, it was to help young people learn about music of all different kinds. In real life, I think they probably all thought me must be on drugs, but it's really good fun. And then the other one, which I'm currently doing, is it's an audio thing called Strangeness in Space. And again, it's a comedy. I love doing comedy. I'm doing it with Trev and Simon, who used to swing their pants on Saturday morning TV. And we were at university together many years ago, doing drama. And we've always wanted to work together because we were on TV at pretty much the same time. And so they've written this for me and for them. And we've crowdfunded all the episodes, and it reached number 6 in the iTunes comedy charts. It's the Guardian top 50 of podcasts you've got to listen to. And it's free to listen to. So you just go to the website, which is strangenessinspace.com. and you can just listen to. We've done 5 episodes so far. We've got one last one coming out, and we've got loads of amazing people who are sort of queuing up to do it. We've had Carol Cleveland, Sally Phillips, Alexi Sale, Sarah Green, Patterson Joseph, all sorts of Rufus Hound. Loads of people have come and guested on it. But it's good fun to listen to. It's fun for all the family, as they say.
Mine has to be the episode I did of Rosemary in Time, groundbreaking era of TV, where I am a member of a family that tries to, a murderous family that tries to escape at the end on a canal barge. Of course, we get to a lock, and then Pam Ferris and Felicity Kendall, isn't it Felicity? Is it Kendall? Yeah. Catch us when we get to a lock. But yeah, I think that episode really rose the bar for me as far as demands for an actor, and check it out. I'm gonna choose another one as well, if I may. It's another 2 that's sort of linked. I've got DVDs on my table downstairs for Twisted Showcase. They've also got a stall here. Number 25 in the Guardian's top 50 web series. It's a horror series, anthology. Low budget, but very, very well crafted. I'm in 2 episodes, so if you want to come and grab a copy of that, either at the stall or linking to that with the same company, I'm going to be. This is exclusive, by the way. I'm going to be working, writing, directing, and appearing in a web series called Black River Meadow, which is a horror story set in the Welsh valleys, in the hope to generate enough interest to turn into a full-length series. So keep your eyes open for that. I'm gonna post the links to the new Twitter and Facebook pages for that later on.
What the question was?
The question was...
I was so interested.
You're sitting here primarily for Doctor Who.
Yes, yeah.
But what other projects, maybe in past, present, future, are coming up that people should check out?
I was very proud of a film I did back in May, which was for a charity called Save the Rhino International. And me and my godfather, who you might know from the show Arrow, we went over to Vietnam to talk about rhino conservation and the effects of rhino poaching. So if you type in to Google or YouTube Save the Rhino Vietnam, there's a short film on there, and it's a great campaign. We got a load of people involved: Chris Hemsworth, Matt Smith, the Doctor Who lot, Alex Kingston, all those guys. So yeah, it's just a great cause. Save the Rhino International charity. Check them out and do some good for the world. Thank you.
Oh, last time we did this, we run out of How come you got cake?
Because I went backstage.
Do they have cake backstage?
They have everything backstage.
Why is it not front stage?
Got tube sandwiches, crisps, strawberries, fruit, juice, water, the globes. Amazing. Amazing.
So welcome to the food panel.
Oh wow. I love the costumes. Just
Welcome
coming
to
in.
Bake Off Extra.
Exactly. I do race.
Good.
I apologise if anyone gets blinded by the light shining off my head. I should put a hat on.
Here he comes. Wonder where you were then, didn't you? We just finished hosting the Doctor Who panel. How much fun was that, Reese?
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. You've no chairs, have you? Do you want to grab the other microphone then? You could just wing it. Wander around. Go get that microphone. It's your friend now. So this is the Whovians panel, which will sort of be co-hosted by the wonderful Reese. He did a really good job helping me co-host the Doctor Who one, so I'm just going to rope him in for the next half hour or whatever.
Wait, is he coming soon?
Making him run before.
Is he coming soon?
It was great. So you lost your microphone.
Hello.
There he
There we
goes.
go. That sounds like that.
Use my height.
So what was the highlight of the Doctor Who battle, Reese?
Being in the same room as Sophie Aldred, which is a massive childhood crush of mine. She's awesome.
You didn't tell her about the crush, did you?
I did not open my mouth at that Q&A and said anything, no.
So anybody here, if you see Sophie Alden, do not tell her that this guy here from the Whovians, Reese, had a crush on her, because that's rather embarrassing. So, this is the easiest Q&A panel for me.
Ever.
Do you know why? So what have you lot been up to since last year then?
Where should we go? Who wants to go? Should we start this side?
Discuss.
Starting with me. No, don't start with me.
Hannah, go.
What am I up to?
Well, introduce yourselves.
It's not like a whole year sort of, and you know, you run out of milk in the
story of my life.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a writer and associate producer, and I play Jen.
Hi, I'm Ben. I play Andrew in Whovians, and what have I been up to the last year? I've done a couple of projects. Recently wrapped up a short comedy film called STFU. I'll leave it to your imagination as to what that stands for. Going to be doing a sketch show with Reese, reunited or reunited, as it were. And I've just been cast in a play, a small play that will be going out in Cardiff at the end of January. So keep it busy. Rob?
Yeah, I'm Rob, I play Bradley, and I'm also part of that sketch show that Ben just mentioned with Reese and Matt and various others. Other than that, I'm a circus performer, so I've been performing in teaching circus the last year. So if you ever want to learn to juggle, I mean, come see us. But I will charge you.
He actually will.
Yeah, throw and catch. So.
I was going to ask what your skill was, but is it just juggling, or do you do a lot
people
of...
for their money.
Well, that's a good skill. That's a good skill.
Through circus means.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I play Staff in Whovians. Quite a lot's happened, a load of different things to be honest within the last year. Been in a bob. I won the Young Business Person of the Year award for a performing arts school that I run. That's been going for 10 years now. So I'm a teacher as well. And I've just been cast as Prince Charming in Cinderella pantomime in Cumbrawn this Christmas, so I'm super excited about playing a man. Yay! It'll be a first for me.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I play Kate in Whovians. The last year's been busy for me as well. I've been doing a lot of voiceover work for audiobooks, and I'm also partway through writing my own play.
I'm Matthew Ford. I'm writer and exec producer on Whovians. Past year, Series 2 of Whovians, and also this year we'll be working on the sketch show that we mentioned. That's going to be our new project with sketches including, I pitch it as Kick-Ass meets Hot Fuzz, of a Welsh superhero in a sleepy town where nobody needs him.
I'm Reese Jones. I'm the writer, exec producer and creator of Whovians. Finished off Series 2 this year, still this year. It's been a busy one. And myself, I was picked as one of the 9 chosen directors for the It's My Shout short film process scheme. Basically, they choose 9 directors once a year. Out of about 250, 300 applications, I was chosen. I have made a short film for BBC that will be broadcast this year, later this year, about a month or so. So that's quite exciting. So I will be finally getting my first broadcast director credit.
That'll be on BBC 3 channel, won't it?
It'll be on BBC 2 now.
BBC 2
now.
Oh,
Going up. Make my way through the channels. And yeah, it's been on iPlayer a lot. There's about 10 or 11. There's 9 English language films and 2 Welsh language short films, all 11 and 12 minute longs. So that's been an amazing, that's what we do this summer, all summer.
Yeah. Might be a little bit of a daft question, but how cool is it to be, you know, shortlisted into the 9?
It was a privilege, it was humbling. I mean, obviously, I've been trying to get noticed for the best part of 10, 15 years, plugging away. I actually work in television, but I work in post-production. So for about 10 years, we've been just plugging away, working behind the scenes. We did Whovians as a kind of like, the 3 of us who came together and wanted to make the web series. It was from a place of, we want to get noticed, we want to get writing, we want people to realise that we're not just messing around. And so this year, when I applied, because originally I thought it was just for people who came straight out of university, I thought it was for like graduates, that kind of scheme. And there was a friend of mine who turned around and said, it's for people also who work in the industry who are trying to shift their career path. So I applied, didn't think anything of it. I then got an email asked me, congratulating me that I was chosen I was one of the 48 or something like that finalists in the country, which was mind-blowing. They then said, in 1 week, you need to read this play, you're going to go to the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, and you're going to sit in a room where you're going to be watched and judged how you direct two actors. So I did that. Then I had a formal meeting, and then I had a pitch meeting where I was given 12 scripts with no title, no writer's name, and I had to read all 12. I had to pick one script that I liked and pitch ideas of how I was going to film it. And then 3 days later they said, Reece, congratulations, we want you to direct for us. Not only do we want you to direct for us, we want you to direct the film you pitched. And that's the one I've done, which is called Rory Romantic, which is a fantastic dystopian future piece about a guy who relives his past life in virtual reality and literally cannot let go of the past. There you are. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is there a look at, we spend a lot of time looking at IMDb and stuff like that, so look at what people have played. Somebody among your crews played, what was that character name? Sexy Peasant. Yes.
Oh,
the Sexy Peasant. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Sexy Pheasant.
No, that's a different.
That's a different film.
Have you ever played a sexy pheasant? No.
No.
Right,
and I never wished to.
It's not you then, so it's fine. Somebody else.
Imagine the feathers. No, it was in Caerphilly. Caerphilly Castle. It was a really nice day. It was in April, a good few years ago. And yeah, it was quite warm because obviously the costume I was wearing was rather thick, you know, like a medieval heavy dress. But everyone was amazing. And I also played Maid on Mummy on the Orient Express as well, and that was really good fun. I remember, I always tell this story because I just find it quite funny, but it was stupid at the same time for me. Basically, you know the Mummy on the Orient Express, the actual mummy itself, he's very, very tall. In real life, he's over 6 foot, he's very, very tall. His name's Jamie. And we had our lunch break, and of course the set is quite small, it's quite narrow because it's a train carriage, so it gets very hot on there. So basically, I walked back onto set to finish my lunch, I was very happy, my stomach was full, and I turned around to look behind me, and the mummy was there, Jamie was there, with his face obviously covered up with all the bandages and things, and I didn't know he was behind me. So I turned around just casually, I went, "Ah!" So everyone was like laughing their heads off, the director was just making fun of me. I wasn't aware, he was so tall and it looked so scary. So even though it looks great on screen, in real life it really is quite authentic, all the bandages and stuff. So yeah, that was my little story, and I also had the wonderful task of carrying a few heavy champagne crystal glasses. So I was quite like on eggshells most of the day. But I did actually smash one, and it went all over one of the red velvet sofas as part of the set, so that was really fun. But yeah, I didn't get told off because, you know, I'm not trained to do that sort of thing. I'm an actress that I don't do that.
How much fun was it being on the Doctor Who panel?
Sorry?
How much fun was it being on the Doctor Who panel before this?
Amazing, yeah, very long interview, but no, it's fab. Thank you for having me on that.
That was fun. Thank you to Robert as well, because he's like, can we put Victoria in the panel? I'm like, do you? Right? If you can find space on them, of course we can.
Ah, thank you. No, it's a privilege.
That's one of the highlights, I think, of coming to events like this, is you can just mingle and meet people and walk up and ask questions and stuff.
Socialise, network, yeah, great.
When I was a kid, there was no chance I'd never met any famous person ever. But now, it's, you know, you're all on social media and stuff like that. People can just send you questions and you can answer them. Go to conventions and meet them. You know. So have you finished that cake?
Sorry, I forget the mic's right there. It just went straight into it as you were talking. I'm really sorry.
I'm really hungry, so.
But
I'm hiding the food
smashing
at the
cake.
table.
I want cake.
Any questions about food for Victoria?
Yeah, where can I get some food? If anybody's got any questions for the Whovians, just stick your hand up. I always forget that other people have got to ask questions, so I just gobble up all their time and stuff.
Can I just say that as an autumn Peyton Westlake set right there? Yeah.
It is great.
Say that again. Who do you think I am?
Peyton Westlake?
Like literally, I've been called so many different people. I've been called the Invisible Man, I've been called Rorschach. I'm actually supposed to be Darkman from like...
wasn't that, yeah, wasn't that his name?
Liam Neeson.
Wasn't that his name?
Are you using a civilian name?
I'm using, yeah.
You're
He was Darkman, but yeah. That is one of my favourite Sam Raimi films, by the way.
Darkman's awesome. You got a question?
So, obviously, you're all Whovians, you're all big fans. I've got one simple question for you. What is your favourite version of the Cybermen?
My favourite version of the Cybermen is any version that the actor Matthew Doman plays.
Oh, nice.
Smooth, that was going to be my answer.
Matthew Doman is an actor who we all know and love. He guest starred in Whovians Web Series. He actually is a Cyberman actor, and he's also the real life boyfriend of Victoria. That's the joke. So that's my favourite. Any Cyberman Matthew's played.
You can't say that.
I can't say that. My answer's
I'm going to call my friend over here, Bob, because he got your DVD last year.
This is series 2 now on the special.
What do you think of it? He's like, I'm not watching it. Hopefully he won't say that. You got any questions for these wonderful people, Bob?
Is this one? Yeah. How much fun is it actually doing this as, you know, you're putting the Whovians out as a web series, so as well as hopefully getting some money out of it, how much fun is it to do it for what it is?
How much fun or funds?
Fun.
How much fun?
Do you mean as the fun as actually making it, or the experience?
Both.
Or the whole experience. Guys, you answer that one.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy working with everyone here, and like it's a nice chemistry on set. It is hard work. So season 2 was a lot more lines to learn for my character, and I was not a fan of that, I'll be honest. And I also loathe early mornings, and there are a few of those there as well. But you know, you got to do what you got to do, and it is rewarding watching it at the end as well. And I love the blooper reel. That's a lot of fun.
I think, yeah, I really enjoyed it because, again, none of us knew one another before we started this, and we're all kind of family now. So, again, that's the plus point of doing something like this, is that you can enjoy it, but you can also have a pint afterwards with people, all joke around, you know, just be, no divas, no anything like that. And yeah, we've all just, you know, we're always grateful for things such as this. So yeah, thanks for having a Sci-Fi Wales, because I don't think any of us could have anticipated we would be doing this 2 years down the line from starting a non-profit web series. So yeah, it's great.
I think also like to be able to work with everyone is incredible, but also to be able to be creative when it's not like, well, I do like the classic 9 to 5, work in front of a little computer every day and my eyes hurt. To be able to do this in like your spare time, to be able to be creative, to write, to act, to be with an amazing group of people is really, really like really rewarding actually, and soul fulfilling.
Soul is fulfilled.
I think it's also important to remember that everyone involved in Whovians signed up. It was non-profit, absolutely non-profit. Not even us producers make anything from it, other than a large petrol bill and food bills every now and then, and a round of drinks for the guys, once in a blue moon.
Buy them drinks?
You're right tonight, mate. Basically, you know, I will publicly thank them all. They're here of their own free will. Obviously, they're promoting their own work today, but at the same time, they're here supporting the web series. Everyone does it for free. The hook that we came up with was to write about characters who are in their 20s and 30s, trying to find young talent who are looking to jump on board and have a bit of a showreel piece that's out there for them. We've had a lot of lovely sweet messages across the website and YouTube asking, will there be more episodes, will there be more episodes, will there be a series free? And the honest answer is no. Because everyone here deserves to be paid actors, and we deserve to be paid producers. But we are very proud of Whovians as a stepping stone, as to show you all what we can do. Will there be a special in the future? Who knows, because we had quite a few conversations last night in the pub. If that transpires, there might be, that's not an announcement, it might happen, it might not, but we will all work together, hopefully being able to pay our fine cast. That's my future plans.
Money would be great.
I don't know if I could give a round of applause to, no, there's not going to be another season, so I'm kind of torn. But you know what, as long as the stepping stone that you've just mentioned has worked, and it is enabling you to go on and do other stuff, then yay Whovians.
I mean, without Whovians, I wouldn't be getting my first director broadcast credit, which will hopefully enable me to strive forward. You know, there's a lot of talented people around this table who are in plays, who are getting paid to be in a panto, which is fab. We're all going to come along, but they're working, they're all doing stuff. Rob's doing festivals, they're all working for money. We can't afford them anymore, that's the truth.
What happens if they all come back and go, no, we want to do more, I don't care whether you want to do it or
If
not,
they
film
come back,
us!
if they come back and say that, then we'd be idiots to say no.
So what have you got? You've got a table downstairs in here, what have you got? What can people, if they go visit you?
They can visit us, come say hello. We've got information about the website. You can find out about the show. You can chat to us. You can chat to the guys. You can get their autographs. Get them before they're massively famous. Get them now. We also have DVDs of the series. We have Series 2 and the specials now. If you've got Series 1 from last year, you can get the full box set. You know, don't forget, the website is www.thewhovians.tv. I've got it in there quick. Yeah, but come and say hello downstairs. We're around. We're here for most of the afternoon. We're hanging out. We're lovely people.
Anybody been taught how to juggle or anything? Or obviously, we're being paid to teach how to juggle, but...
I'm sure Rob would teach people to juggle.
I can try, I can do that. I can do that.
What's
I'm
the
actually with me. Got something you want to juggle, yeah.
Try with these water jugs.
Oh no, no.
Well, jug is part of the word,
You're
isn't
not
it?
using my hand.
Juggle the jugs.
He'll send you the fee after.
Has anyone actually seen the web series? Anyone who here has seen the web series?
I've seen the web series.
Yeah.
Web series.
I know, you've just seen Series 1 now.
Oh yes.
Did you guys come up to the table last year? See us?
Yeah, I remember you.
Lovely to see you.
He was the first one here.
He was.
I know.
Well, is that right? Thank you. Don't to ask them anything. Like a microphone, so you can just like say stuff.
It's a nice feeling, it's a powerful feeling.
Who's your favourite Doctor?
Eccleston. I liked Eccleston.
Yeah, Eccleston.
Yeah, I liked how... Oh, what's the word? Oh no. Arrogant he was. Yeah, but that's brilliant as well. Like, he was like, oh, fantastic. That's what he says to Rose, isn't it? On his lap. You're fantastic. You know what? So was I. Such a nice moment for it.
Eccleston can't juggle.
Can he not? Looks like we're going to hang out.
The lesson was you wrong.
I will.
As I said earlier on the other panel, David Tennant.
Yeah,
Just because, I mean, I could say someone that was, you know, years before him, but I don't think I was alive, so I can't really pick anyone else, but I did love David Tennant. I thought he was really exciting, really quirky, really fresh. So, yes, David.
I have to stick with John Pertwee just because of the kung fu.
Just like
Kung Fu and Ruffles.
He does kung fu.
Love the Ruffles.
Yeah. And he does it in the Ruffles too. I'm pretty sure that's where Mike Myers probably stole his Mr. Powers.
Yeah,
It would be Troughton for me, because if he'd have been rubbish, Doctor Who wouldn't be around today. But he did an amazing job.
Stop being so serious.
Always Matt with the sensible answers.
Mine is Tom Baker, because he is the god of all.
Good answers. We have another question here.
What's your favourite monster? Monster.
Monster.
Reese in a bad mood.
Stephen Moffat.
There we go, go there.
Oh, he went there.
Oh, I like those clockwork, what they call the clockwork dolls, not the dolls. Clockwork robots, yeah. I thought they were really freaky.
Yeah.
I remember watching that specific episode and I thought this is actually really creepy. So for younger children, it's not, it's quite, you know, full-on horror, I thought, to me. You know, when you see something and they've got this freaky smile and then they're going, like that.
Yeah.
I think you should have done that impression.
Hello there, Ben.
My favourite is the Daleks. If you watch Whovians.tv, episode 1 of Series 2, we are very lucky and we have a full-scale Dalek where Rob's character Bradley has an argument with the Dalek. The Dalek is voiced by me, and it was one of the thrilling cameos I've ever done, which was, you know, "Oh, well, be exterminated!" Something like that. It's
Pretty good.
Mine's that freaky little one. Oh, you're my mommy. What was that?
Oh, yes,
That is freaky.
That sends chills down my spine even to the side.
Oh, you my mommy.
A few freaky ones.
Oh, Weeping Angels are mine.
Yeah.
I screamed. Like, I actually screamed when I saw it and we did the thing.
To quote the great AJ King, who plays our Doctor in the web series, simply wear mirrored sunglasses. They are no longer scary.
But they're still scary. I can't look at them.
It's just statues.
No, I can't look at statues in the same way. Every time I see one, I'm like, is it gonna move?
Would you gaze upon statues in the past? Like, statues. And since then, you just can't look at statues the same way.
You know, like in Jaws, and you go in the water and you're like, oh gosh, guys. You know, it's like that. When I look at a statue, and I'm just there like in my head, like, don't think about it. It's not gonna move. It's not alive. Or is it?
So if anybody in the arena is cosplaying as a statue, I think you can have some fun this afternoon following
Oh,
you
there is
around.
a tiny Weeping Angel.
There is a mini Weeping Angel. She's already scared.
A mini Weeping Angel.
We need to get a photo booth with her.
Punch her.
Oh, look.
That's pretty terrifying.
That's quite scary. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smack. Go on, sorry.
I am no man.
That's not scary at
Oh,
all.
he's waving.
Shall not pass.
Less scary with the way.
Wow. Actually,
There's always some scary dude
That
walking
is
halfway through a panel.
Is your Nazgul part
Darling.
outside?
please come down the pub with
I
us.
think
mate.
it's
That's amazing.
I think it's actually Rob, the organiser. I know he was stressed this morning. Seriously, Rob. Just relax, Rob.
Someone get a
So
photo of
casually,
that.
Sci-Fi Wales is
Hey, you
here.
got a
There's no
photo.
more organising to do it. Don't. You look tired, dude. You need to have a rest. Forever sleep. That's why I'm standing over here in case that goes off. So,
Legs crossed, just chilling out, just chilling out.
This is actually my favourite.
Got my stabbings for the day.
I think we'll have one final question, then we'll let the cake disappear, and then we'll let you go back to you have your hand up.
Yeah,
It's not a dark man question.
One last question. One last question. What are your thoughts on Martha Jones? Because me and my family have a notorious hate for Martha Jones.
Yeah, just no. She's not Rose. She never will be Rose. That is just, I'm out. I can't stand Martha. Sorry.
Who's Martha Jones?
And Rob is an actor playing a Whovian.
You know, after Rose, you know, after this whole character.
Oh, is that when the first episode was in the hospital with the rhinos?
Yeah.
I can't stand her. I actually had her autograph and threw it in the bin. I'm not even lying. I guess I'm fingers her name, wasn't it?
Freeman.
Whatever. Like, yeah, I like her. I like her. Yeah, I'm looking back. I've got an autograph. Why?
And we brought her here right for you.
Oh, it's a good job she wasn't here.
I'm sure she's a nice person.
She probably is, yeah. I
Don't
just
like the character.
The character you don't like, right? Let's just make sure.
Yeah, the character. That's what I'm talking about.
Not a
I
person.
can edit it together, it's fine now.
This is unfinished. Worst thing I can call it.
Breaking news. The actress sucks. Me. Right, well, I'm going to let you guys go, guys and girls, go back down to your desk. You finish your cake. Is that all done?
No.
Feel free to leave it there if you want.
I feel rude, like actually just going, yeah, so. Just going to put it down and
Sneakily doing it. I just have like a Beanie Baby sheep, which I might have to eat later on. Pretty much it.
That's
But,
really nice.
I may well do. See, I'm going to get some
Yeah,
cake.
alright.
The Grim Reapers are around. I'm not doing that. So. But no, do go down and say hi to them because you know they're cool.
Yes,
so,
cool.
Thank you for taking the time out to sit on another panel.
Thank you very much, guys.
Series 2
www.thewhovians.tv.
.tv or on DVD.
Come and buy the DVDs downstairs. Thank you very much.
.tv or DVD.
That should be on TV.
Yeah.
There's your advert right there.
Maybe.
Get that recorded.
I kind of just want to say I am no man and kind of stand.
Mark's like, who are you? How do you know my name? What's on?
Way too much coffee.
Nothing wrong with that.
No such thing as way too much coffee.
Let's take a seat. Look at all these seats. I'm going to sit up here and just chat to you guys, if that's alright.
No, it's not alright.
It's not alright. Shall I just leave and let you just have your coffee? That could be a really interesting Q&A.
Watching somebody drink coffee.
No queues, no A's. You just get to sit down and have a coffee. How you doing, Stephen? I haven't seen you for like 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. Stephen attended the very first Sci-Fi Wales that I ever did, and the very first one that Rob ever did. So
He was the reason why the first one was such a success.
it was.
Okay.
Stephen's not denying that, you know.
Now, do us a favour, folks. Move forward. Come forward. All the way at the back. That's it. Move forward. Let's have a look at you.
It's better that way, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you going to get people to do aerobics in a minute as well?
I could do.
Star jumps.
You want to be here the first year?
Well, anyone who was here, yes, he was here the first year, and we had a nice full hall because we had Robert, Llewellyn, and Hattie, and a nice Red Dwarf panel. And then afterwards, I did a very short talk on how to speak Guelph.
It was amazing.
Somebody said, "Brilliant, thank you very much." And you said, "It's going to be a panel. Stephen's going to tell you how to speak Guelph," and the room emptied.
Now you're making sure everyone's at the front.
Lock the doors.
I think we had about 3 people left, but you may as well move forward. That's it. Good. Looks a little fuller. There we are.
I mean, that panel for you, I remember I spoke to you beforehand, and it was something you hadn't tried before, is that correct?
No, I'd never tried that before.
So how did you feel, we didn't get a chance to speak after the panel, or how was it for you, but looking back on it?
Well, it was a lot of fun. I hoped it was funny. Somebody here said it was. Yeah.
Did you learn any Guelph?
Well, yes, I had. I had phrases in Guelph. Phrases in Guelph that everyone then repeated back, and then said it all together to make a sentence. And the sentence was something like, "I'd love to have sex with you, but I've got lumps on my bits," or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it was fun.
I do still have the audio. If you ever want to know the exact phrase, I shall pass it on to you
Okay, I'll
secretly.
remember that. Yeah.
It never aired because Stephen said no, keep it in case it's something he wants to
Keep it secret in
resurrect.
case I want to do it again sometime.
Sounds like the sort of phrase you would never want to get wrong.
Well, no. Especially if, as a Guelph, you're going to have relations with Craig Charles. You want to get it right.
What is this about you getting a little bit carried away on that scene with Craig Charles? Because he's been, on the old DVD, he's been talking about that. You're getting a bit frisky.
Well, I don't get carried away. The scene was shot on the back lot at Shepperton Studios at something like 4 in the morning. So it was freezing cold. And the rubber that we were wearing, forgive me for using the word rubber, was, didn't keep you warm in any way. It was bitingly cold. So we were all trying to get through it as quickly as possible to get into the wall. And so as well as having the snog with Craig, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Doug, who took me to one side and said, "Look, just go for it." So I went for it. No.
I need to see that episode.
You need to see the episode, yes. It is a classic. I think people who are here will say that it is a classic. People do remember it.
Now I know why.
Yes. I was fortunate. I got a lovely letter from the director afterwards saying, "Thank you for being the upright. And, it's very funny. We love what you do. So you're now going to be honoured by going into the title sequence, which is very rare for anyone else who's not one of the 4 regulars to be in the title sequence." Which was an honour. So that kind of also helps cement that character in the public's mind, I think.
So Mark, how did you come to be involved?
Well, I guess the only reason I ever got involved in Red Dwarf is because, tragically, I resemble Chris Barry. It's a strange day in a man's life when he wakes up grateful that he looks like Chris.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
I know, I'm still finding it difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, they needed somebody to play his brother, and probably just skimmed through Spotlight, the actors directory, and went, "Oh yeah, that poor bugger looks like Chris. Let's get him in." And I came in and met with the producers, and
That was it. Although, funnily enough, I'm supposed to be playing Chris's older brother, which, I mean, I'm not saying anything about Chris's age or anything, but a few have questioned. But then again, holograms, do they really have age, given that they're technically dead?
So would you have become a hologram at an earlier age than he?
This is my theory. When I'm being diplomatic, when Chris is listening, I think.
Like a younger, more handsome sort of age.
I never said. If I said that when Chris was here, he'd just never speak to me again.
That's why he asked me to say it if you've not heard. Checks the mail.
But yeah, no, otherwise, and it's very strange when you ask the guest on a show that you've been a fan of your whole life, like I have been. It's kind of odd, you know. I think anyone who guests on that particular show for a couple of weeks feels like the fifth Beatle. Just kind of, around the Fab Four, and it was great for me because I got to be a member of the Rimmer family. This was like being the royal family, Jim royal family. And so yeah, it's a bit of a buzz. Although I made the mistake of Googling the show before I started it to see where they were kind of at, because I hadn't really seen some of the later series, and I just saw that the one that they'd done previously, which I think was Back to Earth, they hadn't done in front of a studio audience, so I thought, okay, they're not doing studio audience stuff anymore. Okay, fine. And then I turned up for the rehearsals, and they started talking about how many seats there were going to be, and how many tickets they'd sold, and I thought, oh my god, I'm going to have to learn my lines. But no, yeah, that was a bit of a shock. But it works a lot better, I think, the show when you've actually got the audience in there. I think that was perhaps one of the things that was lacking. Some people don't like Back to Earth. It's kind of one of the series that people are a bit sort of Marmite about, and I think one of the reasons is that Red Dwarf really needs a live studio audience to get the best out of these talented 4 actors who really like working with live audiences. It's nothing to do with me being part of it, but the pressure was on because it was the first episode of the New Dave era that I was in. I think we got away with it. Seems to have gone down well because they keep recommissioning it.
I mean, what's it like when you've both been involved in shows that haven't been done in front of an audience, so the TV studio type thing? Do you prefer having an audience to bounce off and get the energy from?
Well, I will say that having done the Emo Hawk episode in front of a live audience, my scenes in season 10 in Entangled were pre-recorded, not in front of a studio audience, but they showed the film, or what they'd filmed, to the audience to get the laugh track. So it was very odd. It was a very kind of odd day because we were doing funny stuff and going for it. And
silence.
Thank you. Silence. Yeah. And then they'd go, the 4 guys would go off into one corner and start discussing, is that joke funny? And what can we do?
You don't know if they've got no audience.
Yeah. Is that funny? Can we rewrite it? And you'd spend half the day sitting around a table, and me and all my gear, listening to them go to decide whether it's funny or not.
Now, the other thing about filming is that it's very important that the crew and the other actors that are not on the screen or are not being filmed don't laugh, because it would ruin the take. So not only have you not got an audience, but you've got a room of people who are being told not to laugh. So when you're doing comic material, it's like, oh god, if only somebody could snigger to let me know if this is going well. But you can't. You just you get sacked if you snigger in the background. So it is better to have the audience there, definitely.
When you've got the other actors there who aren't allowed to laugh, are you trying to make them laugh? Is there a lot of that going on?
That would be shocking behaviour.
Yes. Terrible, no, not at all. Because you've got to concentrate and get on with it. I mean, it's not like a show, for example, like Mrs. Brown's Boys, which I did a Christmas episode, and laughing is encouraged. Because if Brendan can make you go, then that's good. It's a moment to keep.
I always
that's
think
a completely different discipline.
The serious acting is the worst for laughing, because you know you're not supposed to be finding this funny. And sometimes I think when there's a really dramatic scene, if something funny happens then, it's really hard to control the giggles setting in. Whereas if you're aiming for a laugh, I find that's less of a problem with people corpsing, as they say in the trade. But yeah, there's definitely on Red Dwarf. There are definitely moments where each of the actors, knows that you're about to laugh and encourages it. And I think when you do have the live audience and they like that as well, and there'll be elements of that take that they keep in because there'll be an energy there. I think, frankly, anything that is funny should just stay in the show.
It's like when you mentioned Mrs. Brown's Boys, when you watch that, you can sometimes see that the character put a bit of a smirk. You know they're trying not to laugh, and you really don't want to. But as an audience member, you look at that smirk and you're like, that's amazing, I love it.
Yes, but that doesn't matter because it makes it extra funny.
It does, it really does, I love it.
In that particular show, it does make it extra funny, yes.
So you two people, you've met before, or is this,
I think we did a con together a few weeks ago.
Might have done some event at some point, but we've not worked together, no.
But you're sort of encountered each other before. Is that something I always
You kind of do. If you're involved in something or have a connection to a show like that, then you sort of do end up crisscrossing.
Yeah, some of the culture. Hippies, I suppose, what I'm called. I'll get it in a minute. But yeah, I think there should be more of it because I was rewatching Galaxy Quest the other day. I think it's really, it works. And there's a lot of stuff that you could have fun with. Sci-fi tends to take itself quite seriously, which is kind of, it's like it's ashamed of all the glitzy costumes, but I think it should have more fun, more often. And I think that's cue for a Red Dwarf spin-off.
Hell yeah.
Maybe, subtle hint.
You up for that, Stephen? Red Dwarf
The Rimmers.
At home with the Rimmers.
You might not want to Google that.
Now we're back to Gelf.
We are back to Gelfs.
Yes.
You've got to be careful when kissing a Gelf, apparently, because they have orifices in different part of their faces or something. I can't remember what the line is. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, forget that.
Every single person in this room like, we're all thinking about that now. See, the internet searches on Gelf anatomy might spike. Possibly.
Although, I don't know whether I said this last time, but I did start writing a script for season 7. Using the Gelf bride again, having her coming after him and capturing Lister and taking him off to consummate their marriage. And it got as far as Ed By, the producer at the time, saying, great, yes, write this. And I got about halfway through and then I was told that no, Doug's writing it all this year. So it didn't go anywhere. But I know that the idea of the Gelf bride coming back and chasing him did kind of appear in one of the later episodes.
Santa, though.
I played Santa, of course, he's real, so that's a different thing. But
you met him.
Moving on. I've recently just played a real character for the first time, who was a detective inspector in Scotland Yard called Inspector Shelley Symes, who arrested the acid bath murder of John Haig. And it's a series of reconstructions of murders for Netflix and Yesterday Chat. So that was the first time playing a real character, but unfortunately there's nothing. There's no Google, there's no film, there were no photographs, so you have to kind of...
Well, at least you can't get it wrong.
So you can't get it wrong, but you kind of create the character you kind of think that he would be, which gives you a bit more to play with, so you're not regimented into he walks like this or talks like that. So that was actually quite a fascinating process.
Have you any idea when that would be?
Oh, I don't know. It's called Murder Maps is the series. It'll be on Yesterday and Netflix. Funny thing was, I don't know about you, Mark, but it's rare when you're filming that you get so into something that you are kind of just there and you've forgotten that you're acting.
I do that every job.
Every time,
Stephen,
okay,
so I don't know
you say the lines and get off quickly. But this, because I was sitting there all day opposite the guy playing Haig, the acid bath murderer, who had these really piercing eyes and was very laid back and calm, with a cigarette and talking about dissolving bodies in acid and things. And it was so intense in this dark little room full of smoke.
You ended up arresting him.
That I kind of got quite creeped out by it. And I went home with it and it wouldn't leave me because it was so...
I must tune in.
Well, it was such a... Because you don't often sit down all day and listen to people discussing quite calmly, how they shot this person in the back of their head and it dissolved.
You obviously don't live in Grantham.
No, I don't live in Grantham, no I don't. This happened in Crawley of all places. But it was a very odd thing, getting so involved that you couldn't shake it off.
So how do you shake it? Or is it just a case of it?
You just
goes
kind of
away?
have to go and do something else and completely try and put Coronation Street or something, you know, to kind of try and shake it off. It doesn't, but some things stay with you. It's still kind of up there somewhere, because it was so kind of ghoulish.
Well,
some people can do such awful things to another person anyway.
Don't get any ideas.
I'm not going to get any ideas. No, definitely.
I don't want to read that as news. Have you ever had a character you've found difficult to shake off?
Well, I mean, I played a character called Peter Warlock, who is was a British composer who was alive in his 30s and took a lot of drugs and had a lot of sex and wrote some beautiful music, but was mostly a hedonist. And I think he was into Satanism as well. And I wasn't aware of it at the time, but people around me were observing very strange behaviour in me for a few weeks after that finished. But that was a very intensive 3 weeks sort of. I was in every scene, and I was. I think anything, and not just in acting, but anything that anybody does that they devote a lot of time and energy into, you get so involved in it. It takes a while to sort of get out of that routine. It's not something exclusive to actors, but it's most obvious maybe because it's about you and the way you are fundamentally. So I've stopped worshipping the devil now, but I still write music, which is odd.
Okay.
I didn't before that.
It is odd because you are trying to put yourself into the persona of somebody else. Try to talk how they talk, think how they think. And if you're in it for such a long time that, it sort of clings to you. You have to try and shake it off. It's an odd thing. You don't get that in sort of normal life. You really don't.
It's a funny business.
It is a funny business.
But for people watching stuff, it's great, and keep doing what you do and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay. If you
Thank you very much. Anybody's got any questions for these
Last
guys? Last chance. Well, that's last chance. You go down and see them at the desk and get some photos and stuff like that.
Yes, come round and see us.
A couple of things. One, if you ever get to play David Cameron again, please take a photo and then play with the pig.
Yes, that has been suggested.
The idea with stalking Dave, I think you should pitch that to them again, except have it so she's been stalking him for 20 years and researching Earth romance films. So she can stalk him, you find like a scudder on the stove, and he ends up telling the shades.
You two should have a chat.
And a pot on the stove with Crichton's head in it.
Yes, that's it. There you go.
Scripting at 4 o'clock.
If you ever thought of a Red Dwarf spin-off, what would it be?
Oh, it would be about Howard Rimmer, definitely. Howard's Way, I think I'd call it. Or, Howard's End. I think it is talked about, isn't it? I mean, there are questions being asked about how long these 4 guys can keep coming up with the goods, and I think they've got bags and bags of time ahead, so the conversation's happening too early. But people are always being asked this question, and only Doug Naylor has the answer. But
it's true.
Especially now with spin-offs and shared universes and all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should do a mashup between Red Dwarf and Coronation Street using Crane.
But see, talking spin-offs, I don't know. I think Red Dwarf works best when you've got the 4 guys in a ship, an adventure.
Yeah,
that's how it works best. Why would you want to go off to the home world of the Crichtons and have
because says the boss at Dave.
Yes.
It'll earn even more money. We can film them both at the same time and please even more people. And You're saying no to a possible work opportunity?
No, not at all. I just,
you think it's a great idea?
well, I'm a great believer in quality, not quantity. If you've got a series that works as it is, why change?
Then there's no place for you in show business.
There's no place for you in show business.
No, that's quite right. Got into development hell.
Sign now.
Well, go see these two guys at the table. Hopefully you realise how wonderful and stuff they are.
Thanks for listening.
Can I ask you a quick question before we go?
Yes.
When you're going to audition for something like David Cameron,
Yeah.
do you have to go pre-prepared and get the voice and the look and the kind of, or do you just have to persuade them that you can do it?
I wore a pair of smart trousers.
And burgers.
That was it?
That was it, yeah. I thought, you know, my ex-wife used to tell me that I looked like him, so I thought, well, I can't really do anything more than be me, so...
Right.
No, I've never been one for those who sort of goes dressed as a part or anything like that. I just feel a bit daft.
Yeah. Although when you go for Santa, you've no idea. Lugging bags of costume around. For a quick, thank you, turn to the left, thank you very much. And off home again. Yeah.
But that's
Anyway,
all.
thank you everyone, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to catch up with you, Stephen. Great to meet you for the first time, Mark. So enjoy the rest of your time. We shall
Yes, indeed. Thank
enjoy your afternoon. Take care. I haven't used sheets of paper all day, but I need one for Tina. So I'd like to need a sheet of paper just for me. But how you doing, Gloria?
Good, I'm great.
How you doing, John?
Very good.
How are you doing, Tina?
Fine, thank you. Nice to be here.
I've been practicing this all week and I've not managed to actually get it right yet.
It's all fun.
I have a good memory for stuff, but not this good. So, Tina, you've been in one or two
Switching my
films.
phone off here. Sorry, just
One or two films.
just a few.
A few movies,
Just a
haven't
few, yes.
Picked out some highlights.
Ah, not the low lights.
No, not lowlights, highlights. So, in case you're not familiar with the filmography of Tina, it's amazing. Octopussy, Superman 3, Supergirl, View to a Kill, Absolute Beginners, Little Shop of Horrors, Live in Daylight, Superman 4, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Scandal, The Craze, King Ralph, Mission Impossible, Entrapment, Proof of Life, Die Another Day, What a Girl Wants, Bridget Jones 2, Bourne Ultimatum, Dark Knight, Iron Lady, Kingsman, Lady Divan, Jason Bourne, and Transformers The Last Night. That was in one breath. TV-wise, French and Saunders, Inspector Morse, Comply With Me, Escape Artist, Magnum P.I., Hard Tomorrow, Only Fools and Horses Twice, Little Britain, Thick of It, and Holby City.
I've done more than that, but...
And this little film called Star Wars Return of the Jedi,
Yes.
which is great. That's the first time we've been able to do your filmography highlights in one breath all week, and I have been trying, so... There we go. So how have you three enjoyed your day then? What have you been up to?
It's been very good actually, and that was a very attractive place, I have to say. The view from my hotel window has been delightful. Lots of nice people. Thanks for making us very welcome.
I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. This is my first time in Wales, so came up yesterday from London, and the weather's beautiful. It's nice to breathe some fresh air. But everybody's just been amazing, so kind and so much fun. I love doing it because you get to meet the fans, you get to meet the people that really go and see the movies and people that want to get involved, and I love it. I love the one-to-one thing.
And the Instagram thing, I've been noticing some of the updates, the
Yeah.
tweet pictures going out and stuff, so I sit and read the brochure.
It's a great, perfect interaction, you know? It's like, as opposed to being on a film set, actually being with the people that are the ones that, you know, are the ones that make you. I mean, it's great. I love it.
How about you, Tina? You enjoying it?
Everybody's made me welcome. I've only done a few conventions, not like John here, but it's lovely, and I like it so much that I'm staying a few extra days here to have a look around. It's a lovely, nice area, and people made me welcome.
It's a nice area. I came down 2 years ago because this is the third Sci-Fi Wales event, and I came down. Well, no, I did leave, and I live about an hour and a half away from here, and I came down to just have a meeting with Rob, the organiser of this thing. I ended up staying 3 weeks and just helping him, you know, do all the panel stuff 2 years ago. Last year he invited me back to do the Q&As again. Crazily enough, he's invited me back this year again, so third time lucky. So I enjoy doing them. So
You said you've not done a lot of these
Not
type of
that
things
many,
before.
no. I was asked to do them about 10 years ago, but I wasn't available at the weekends then, but so I just started last year.
Is there a favourite aspect to them?
Well, it's nice to meet people, and they also make you so welcome, which is nice. So you feel part of a big family.
And you're, all three of you are part of a big family, Star Wars.
Yes, and I've known John for many years.
You know. So we've got the sort of classic trilogy versus The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
The family just keeps getting bigger and stuff. I was watching your scene on Blu-ray day before yesterday as a refresher. So tell me about your experience filming that scene on Jakku.
Well, let me tell you what happened. It was by a fluke. I mean, I was actually an extra, and director J.J. Abrams called in the girls, because he wanted to see who could pick up a gun. And I am actually an ex-cop from Chicago. That was what I did in Chicago. And so when I picked up the gun, I didn't mean to, but I pointed it directly at him, and he was literally, looked at me and he's like, you look like you're gonna bleeping kill me. And I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna be fired as an extra. This is just so ridiculous. And then the next thing you know, a couple of the runners and the producers had pulled me aside, and I didn't kind of know what the fuss was. And they're like, we'd like to give you a shot. And I said, a shot? And then he came up to me and said, I'd like you to come out, this is what I want you to do. And what did you do for a living? And I said, well, I was an ex-cop. And he goes, so you know what it's like to protect someone. So imagine if you're trying to protect this village, you're trying to protect Poe, and this is what you should be doing. And we shot it like 3 times. And the last time all of a sudden I hear, Gloria, Gloria. And I'm like, who's calling me? And they're like, the director's calling you. And so he pulled me behind the camera and showed me the whole scene right then and there. And he was like, watch, watch, watch. He's like, bam, and it was the biggest thrill ever, because you're thinking to yourself, my God, I'm in Pinewood, I'm on this magical set, stormtroopers are walking around, and here I am behind the camera with J.J. Abrams. And we didn't find out until 1.5 years when finally it came out. That it was edited in, and that's kind of the whole great, and then it kind of superseded from there, and then and I have a Topps card, a collector's card coming out this month, so it's very exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So this is a question for all three of you, really. Spoke last year with some of the characters, the actors who were playing characters in the first Star Wars, A New Hope. So they obviously weren't aware that Star Wars was going to be this big, massive thing. All three of you would have been, because you were a Jedi in Force Awakens. So what was your thoughts going into this thing? Was there any, not apprehension, but what were your feelings about going into something that was massive?
I think, I think we were I was certainly aware that Revenge of the Jedi, as it was called then, was the working title. I was aware that it was going to be it was obviously going to be a huge movie, and it was a big thing, and it was exciting, and very impressive to be kind of on the set alongside Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. It was exciting, but I don't think we actually realised quite how big it would turn out. It was. It was a huge movie. It was well paid. It was exciting. It was, fascinating set and all that. But no one actually realised quite how huge it would be, and certainly nobody realised that 33 years on we would be sitting discussing it, and there would be people walking around here dressed in costumes from that movie, which is great, really. I mean, it's just become part of the the Star Wars universe, almost a religion to some people, but maybe that isn't such a bad thing. That's what it means to me now, I think.
I feel the same way actually with John, because it wasn't exciting. You felt it was an excitement, but one didn't know it was going to be such an iconic film. But it was nice to work with Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. She was very sweet. And in fact, one day I was more excited because Carrie Fisher's fiancé and then husband at the time, became husband, was Paul Simon from Simon and Garfunkel. So I was really excited about that, and I had a chat with both of them off the set, chatting to them. More to see Paul Simon than Carrie Fisher, really. But and also it was nice because I was near C3PO. He was having great difficulty in his costume. I think it took him about 2 hours to get into the costume. It was Anthony Daniels, the actor. And also R2-D2, Kenny Baker, the late Kenny Baker. And he was quite near me, we were positioned, and it's quite easy for him because the droid, the head just came up and he sort of bounced out, and we had a chat. So it was a nice atmosphere, but the director was really focused. He knew what he was doing, and I knew the first assistant quite well, David Tomlin. I worked with him on The Omen. So it was an exciting time, and it was enjoyable.
Well, you mentioned The Omen, what was your...
I had a little bit to do in The Omen, and I was also standing for Lee Remick and double for her, the actress that played the wife who got killed, or died in it. Yes.
So, you're going into Star Wars Episode 10.
Yeah.
What's your feelings beforehand? Is there a sort of nerves, or oh my god, this is huge, because you must obviously know how massive that will be.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you've got to understand, I've come from the age, without saying my age, I come from the age where, we've been waiting for, like, the Star Wars to resurface again. So it was inevitable, there was going to be a film. It was just a matter of when. So 10 years after the fact, you're like, oh my God, what is it going to be about? Who's directing it? What's happening? Like, what's the story? And, finally, when you go ahead and you're doing it, and then you're edited in the movie, and you see like what's happening. It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's always going to be. I mean, it's always going to get better and better. And there's obviously Rogue came after. And it's a continuum. I mean, it's a continuum. Now it's a continuum. It's never going to end. There's always going to be something that's coming around the corner, which is great. So yeah, perfect. I love it.
It is great for a Star Wars fan. I mean, I saw Jedi. I remember the painful years between Empire and Jedi coming out. And it was like, I need to know whether Darth Vader is lying, and it was Vader Childs from 11 or 12. It was a horrible waiting. Now we're like, the one out next year. Another one, and it's great. So it's
very exciting.
It's very good. It's exciting times, because we never thought there would be any more Star Wars.
No, and I think now the newbie fans, the new people who haven't seen it, now they're going back and they're watching all of the other ones, and now and they want to know what's happened. They're trying to like regain the kind of
get the background.
Yeah, exactly.
When we did the original, the first 3 original, there was no CGI, so everything you saw is what you got, which was good in some respects, but.
That's very true.
Yes, it was just...
I mean, you mentioned before, John, that it's a kind of religion type thing. Me and Annette, who's there somewhere. Hello, Annette. We work a day job, and we work in a big office area, and it's... How many people's in there? Maybe 100? 200 people, whatever? And there's a guy we work with who... He's probably... How old's David? About 50? About 50. And we're talking movies, and we mentioned Star Wars, and he went, I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen about 150 people turn around this quick going, what? What do you mean you've not seen Star Wars? And we did it all afternoon. We were like, oh, he's never seen Star Wars. People would walk in, they're like, what do you mean you've never seen Star Wars? And we just tormented this guy all day. Because it's so rare to find somebody who's not watched one of those films. I think this is him. I think he's lying. I think he secretly watched it lots of times, and for some reason he didn't want to say it. But,
yeah, everyone should watch Star Wars, for sure.
They should. So when was the last time you all 3 watched a Star Wars film?
I watched it on the plane, actually, not the last one that's just come out. Coming back from America, so I thought I'd got to watch it.
And what about Jedi? When was the last time?
last time I saw watched Jedi, this is cheating a bit actually, but I was at the Belfast convention, Invasion Belfast, which was particularly orientated to Return of the Jedi, and they had a big screen like this, and they just showed Return of the Jedi constantly. So actually, I didn't have an awful lot of choice about watching it, but it was really interesting just watching, you know, over and over again the bits kind of that I'd worked on and stuff, and seeing them on the big screen again, and the music. And what I was particularly struck by was how effective the music was. You know, it wasn't just what you were watching, but Star Wars music, I think, is very, very emotional, and yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I can watch those films over and over again.
So I went to the Royal Albert Hall. They had John Williams music just a few months ago, and it was lovely, wonderful music, absolutely. So many iconic films.
Especially in Albert Hall as well.
Yes, he wasn't there, but the conductor knew him. So, yeah, it was lovely.
What about yourself, Gloria? When was the last time you watched Force Awakens?
Well, it's been on Sky, believe it or not. So, like, every now and then my husband will go, "Gloria, you're on!" And then I walk in the room and it's like, there it goes, you know? And you go, "Oh my God, how cool is this?" So
You look like you're ready to shoot J.J. Abrams in the face.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, I love it when they start showing all of them, because it's just, it starts to actually make sense, because at times, you know, you go, I remember being interviewed and someone like, well, how would you watch it, in which sequence, you know? Because they're, like I said, the fans are like obsessed, they love it, they want to know what happens, and they want to know what's come first, and when did this happen, and how would you actually watch them? And if you don't know how, they're like, no, Gloria, this is the way I would watch them, you know, 1, 3, 7, you know, and you go, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I watch them in the order they came out.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
That's how I do.
Sometimes conversations, like if you watch it in prequel order and then the classic, you lose the Darth Vader spoiler.
Yeah.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I remember going, that can't be true. That doesn't make any sense, because why would... And that's great to have as a child, this sense of wonderment and what if. Watches prequels, then... You know,
The Phantom Menace wasn't that popular, was it? The prequel, is it?
No, I think when the Phantom Menace came out, like, people liked it, and it became a bit like Titanic, where everybody's like, yay, we love it, and then
I liked it.
And then the morning after, everybody woke up and went, we don't like it anymore. So there was this sort of big shift. Jar Jar Binks not very popular for with 1 or 2 people, but no, I like the Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones, I'm not a massive fan of, because that was a bit animated for me, but that's just, I'll still watch it, I've still got it on DVD. So. Has anybody got any questions? You must have Star Wars questions. I think we've got Bob on the back.
It was cold because you were on the back lot of Pinewood, so you were outside most of the time. But yeah, it was quite something, because you'd walk out in the back lot, and I mean, imagine, you know, seeing actual stormtroopers. I mean, when I first saw a stormtrooper, that's when I knew for sure. I'm like, oh my God, it's a Star Wars set, which was like the coolest thing. And then to watch them dancing in the back, because, like, you know, there was a lot of downtime, so you were like playing around. And so they were pulling some Michael Jackson moves and everything, which is, you know, quite funny. But yeah, it was very impressive. I mean, very impressive. You know, as you said, with yours, they didn't really have a lot of the, you know, all this kind of like CGI and everything. And in this one, you know, it was obvious that they did. So to see it on screen, you know, when it came out, to see kind of what was imposed and superimposed was, you know, quite incredible. So yeah, being on set was just awesome. Yeah, but it was about 3 weeks. Yeah, so, and everybody was on there. It was so much fun. J.J. Abrams made everybody feel so comfortable. I mean, he would treat the top actors, extras, you know, the stand-ins, everybody the same. There was like nothing different about how he treated everybody. He was super kind. Everybody was having so much fun, and yeah, it was, other than being a little bit cold, it was all right.
Because he's from the Star Wars kid generation as well, isn't he? So he's such a big fanboy when it comes to Star Wars. So.
Yeah, for sure. And especially doing, you know, Lost and everything else, all the, you know, things that he's directed, just, you know, kind of this like super, you know, real kind of thing that
difficulty with this last one, that they've actually fired the director. They've got Ron Howard in, I believe. So.
That sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? They had these people directing it now. Oh, they're gone, you're like, hang on a minute, who they got? Ron Howard. Ron Howard, good director.
There's two of them. There's two of them, isn't there, directing?
So, as long as the film's still good and everybody's okay, then that's the thing. So what about your time on Jedi Team? What was your sort of schedule like, or typical day? Or
It was long. It was quite long days. It was. It was long days, and once you were on set, that was it. You couldn't really move. You were there. But so there was a sort of a quiet atmosphere, and then it did liven up when one of the actors, Billy D. Williams, came on set. He was playing Lando, and he started joking, and everybody was laughing, so he livened everything up. But before that, with Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Chewbacca, it was quite a little bit sombre, but he certainly livened everything up. So
yeah, I think Harrison Ford actually did sort of cast a very kind of serious note when he was around people. I think almost maybe I won't overstate it, a little bit wary of kind of incurring his sort of annoyance. You know, he was very. He wasn't unpleasant, but he was deadly serious.
Just focused on what
didn't want to have fun, didn't want to joke. Mark Hamill, and in my experience, Carrie Fisher was certainly could be really good fun. You know, they were up to enjoy themselves. Particularly Carrie Fisher, actually. She particularly enjoyed herself. But you know, they were there when once Harrison Ford was there. You know, it all became a little bit more serious, I think.
Mind you weren't there with Billy D. Williams because he livened everything.
I never saw him.
I was reading, though, you wearing the mask.
I can imagine that.
The mask of Klaatu.